Do you know what I mean? There's no point.
Sure.
How you doing?
Let's get it. Let's do it.
We are now live, my friends. We're live.
Have a great show.
Yeah, we're hopefully going to have a great show. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're not having a show. I'm having a complete disaster this morning. So yeah, we're going to have to go old school a little bit here, Sean. So anyway, welcome to everybody. Sorry, we're late because of me. For whatever reason, I can't share the screen. So every time I do, the audio cuts out. But the legend he is, we all know he's a legend anyway. But Sean, El Jefe, is that El Jefe? He's come to the rescue. So Sean is going to be sharing the screens for us. So
look at that,
man! What a disaster! What a disaster!
1 week and a half into this, I can help. I can actually help you out after 1.5 weeks. Jesus,
you're a legend. You're a legend. Because I can't even share anything, and you come to save the day. Do you know what I mean? What can we say?
This is what we do. This is what we do, my friend.
This is what we do. I got this floor and order all ready to go.
This. I don't know about people can see this. I've got the kisses and drinks. Kisses and drinks. That was my. So I have to explain, Dylan. I don't know if I told you this. So way back when I was on with Aiden, I got very animated, right? And I'm saying all they wanted to do was get up to the waterfall and talk about kisses and drinks, right? Kisses and drinks, and that kind of went with me. So, contrary to what a few other people are saying, one in particular, I don't personally have a merchandise store. I don't. Like I told you, Dylan, the other day, this particular lady, she's a follower of all of us, and she says, I have a thing that I can print stuff, and she says, I have some of your isms. Well, the first thing she did was make this little flower and otter, right? And that was beautiful. I said, oh my God. And she sent a few out like to Peter, myself. What do you think? Oh my God, I love it. By the way, I'm channeling my inner Dylan Davis. You see the Karen Reed thing up on the bathroom door?
Yeah.
So anyways, now she says, Sean, I'm getting all these orders. You ordered, you got the thing. And then she said, Sean, I'm making a list of your isms. I said, I got isms? And she says, yes, you got a lot of isms. So she sent me this shirt. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but she actually, let me say this. She actually used the martini. Believe it or not, she was able to replicate the martini glass that our boy Kevin used in his Japanese, Pakistani, whatever video, and it's just great. And now down the bottom, it's the initials. If you know, you know. She's amazing. She really is. So, but like I said, he wants to call. Now I'm a grifter. Can anybody send me super chats or coffee? Are there any donos? I'm not taking a dime. I'm doing this because this is my passion. But like I said, people know. When they know, and that's it. You're a full-time YouTuber. You live off this channel. I respect that. I'm just a guy out here pushing buttons to get the message out. But anyways, I'm happy I can help out today. I couldn't push 2 buttons the last time. So we're here for you, my friend Dylan. And thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Please. Jefe, please, my friend. I mean, Jesus. If you weren't with me today, I'm fucked. Because I can't share the screen. So
I'm a man of my word, always. If you can't be credible, you lose it all.
So just so everyone knows, I asked Sean to come on the channel before he had a YouTube channel, and he agreed to it. I messaged Sean after I heard that he had a channel. I was like, Sean, mate, you got a channel. You do not have to come back on my channel for the hearing. Do you on your channel? Best of luck to you. No hard feelings. It's all good. He came straight back, was like, shut up, I am there, don't worry, I'll be with you on your channel. So I appreciate you, I really do appreciate you coming on, because you did have to. I gave you an out, you did have to, but you did. So
no, I would not miss this, because
gentlemen,
I like this seat better than your seat. How you like that? I like to be
the guest. Well, I mean, beautiful. Unfortunately, you're going to be in that seat today, because you're sharing everything today. I'm not. I can't get a hearing, so you're going to be
and I'll make sure Jesus, yeah, that's right. At 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to get back. So I guess with StreamYard, I have to go back in, right? Get this out, and then put the 25 news up. I'll figure it out. I figured this one. I'll figure it out.
We'll figure
Easy.
it out. So I'll just go through some of the chats here. So the purpose is we want to go up early because we wanted to engage with the chat for the first hour. Obviously less than that now, but also because when the hearing's on, I want to explain to everybody, when the hearing is on, the two of us are going to be quiet. I think that's important to both of us. We want to hear everything in the hearing. I know a lot of streamers, they pause, they talk, they shut, we don't do that here. We will speak when there's a break or if there's a lull in between no one speaking and stuff like that, fine. But when there's an attorney up on the stand or there's the judge is speaking, we will be shut up. So I think that's important because a lot of people were worried that streamers keep speaking over the testimony, and we just don't do that. We don't do that anyway. So
good.
So you said you're not a grifter. Well, I'm a grifter, so I'll say it. If you do want to support myself, then you can do so by buying a coffee, but never require it. Just always appreciate it. So
can I do one shout out? I want to shout out to my good friend Dennis Sweeney. He's right in front of the steps. He's got the green cap on, the green shirt. Good guy from South Boston, Massachusetts. Dennis Sweeney. And he's guess what? You know where he lives? He lives right in front of Lieutenant Lank's house. He keeps eyes on Lank for me.
He's out there doing Lord's work. Let's go, Dennis. Hello, Carla. Hello, Dawn. Good to see you, Dawn. Going through the motions. Good morning, Sean, Didi. Thank you, Didi. Afternoon for me, yes. GMLFA, can't wait. Here he is. Let's fucking go. Dennis.
He's a member, too. Look at that, huh?
Yeah, he's a good lad. He comes into most of my streams. He always pops in and say hello and stuff, so I appreciate that.
He's a great guy.
Kendall's here. Hi, Kendall. How are you doing? Hello, Carla. Are we ready for today? Good morning, Dylan. Sean. Hello, Audrey.
There's Audrey right there. She's my boss right there. That's my boss. I take orders from her.
It's funny, like same for me, right? I've got mods. They're all women, and I take orders from them as well. It's like they're in charge. Women are in charge of this world, so I'm happy for them because they're more organized than us.
I love it.
So I love this. Toe, knee. If the feed not working out, we still waiting. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad, Tony. That was me. That was me. We're all set, almost set. Also, because you said we're almost set, people might think, "Oh, that's Sean. He's a boomer." I'm the boomer, not you. Today. W. Carl, hello. Roger that.
Wendy.
Good morning, Chrissy. Chrissy's another one that's starting to come to my streams. Hello, Chrissy. How are you? Kisses and drinks. Love it. I didn't know about the martini. So if you know, you know. I didn't know that until he said it. So thanks for explaining it. From Sean's, So you got a great show last night, Resistant to Silence. I watched that. Fantastic. Did you? People.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch it. I watched most of it.
I hated being a little melodrama, right? But my field is security, right? Law enforcement. And I wanted to impress upon Paul and the others that this is going to be a crucial day for the other side. They have a lot invested in. If these knuckleheads want to make a statement, this would be the day for them to do it. So I just wanted everyone to know out there, especially my friend Dennis, be aware of your surroundings. It's very important, extremely important.
It is, because you don't think about it. You go out for a peaceful protest, but it only takes one person to cause a riot, and it's gone. You could lose control very quickly. Good morning, Tracy.
Yeah,
thank you.
What Tom is saying? Chrissy. We can still do this. We can talk. The guys want to see what's going on at the courthouse. Yeah, we can still talk, right?
Yeah, we can still talk. He's on mute, but we got that on there. We've got this going running from yes, from your side, so it's fine.
Paul Cristoforo. Yeah. So that's the live stream right there. Dedham, Massachusetts. Look at Bo Dombrowski.
Oh, come on. Will you be providing commentary in the feed? So only during breaks. We won't be
right.
When there's quiet, no one's speaking. Then Sean's gone off or something, or I'll say something, or during the breaks we'll summarize. But when the hearing's on, no, we don't. You basically
Like
just want to hear from the attorneys.
if they have a
A
sidebar,
sidebar.
we can,
Yeah.
a brief comment.
Yeah.
There's Lana del Tortuga, del Turtle. I like that.
Right on as well. Thank you, big subscriber. Thank you very much. Kim as well. I think Sean has more passion. Just saying, has more passions. He's got a lot of passions. You have. You've got a blue guitar in the background as well.
I got my
Hey, Rob.
Black Beauty custom, Les Paul custom. Yes, I do.
Dennis is here. Good morning, Sean and Dylan here with Murph. That's your good friend Murphy.
Oh, pretty Murphy. Beautiful. Look at that.
Sean, you the man. Kim. Hello, Kim. How are you doing, darling? Sean is the man, keeping it old school, real. Happy days. He
Old
is.
school. That's right.
Good morning, Kelly. Hopefully, it's a great day for Karen. Right. So, it is a big day for Karen. So, maybe, do you want to speak a little bit about what's going to happen today? Because some people might not understand what this hearing is about, Sean.
Well, the docketed purpose for today, as Judge Canone said, that she's going to start at 9 and give everyone the whole day to literally argue. Well, I thought she said argue both the motion to dismiss, which is Alan Jackson's going to be his baby, and then they will also argue the motion to disqualify and sanction the Commonwealth. Now, with each motion, right? So Jackson will get up and do his thing. Then the Commonwealth has to respond. They're going to have to, basically rebut whatever Jackson says. And then there'll probably be a break. And then she'll just say, okay, now Mr. Yannetti takes over with the sanctions. This is where they're going to ask the court to levy sanctions for whatever the hell. Well, listen, they found out. There I go again. Listen, I got to stop that. But anyways, they had these motions, well, way before the 3,100 pages and the Jen McCabe cell phone records. So I heard before that they were explosive. But what they're going to have today, that's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So did you hear about this guy, Chow or Bao? Hear about that guy?
No.
So he's I think he's an Asian guy, right? He's got the weird hair. He's got some crazy, I don't know if he's got some Peruvian hat on, but he's a professional YouTube live in person in your face troll. Instead of trolling, look at this guy, Antiquated Rogue. Sorry. He's up early. He loves me. He loves me. Anyways, so this guy, Chow Bao, whatever his name is, right? He was paid by, I'm going to call her Catherine Peter. Catherine. That's a beautiful name. It really is. Paid by Catherine Peter to show up at her court hearing and be like a distractor. He's like a paid. So Dennis said that both Chow Bao, whatever his name is, and our friend, your friend, Ellis, what's his name? Grant. He's there now too. Yeah. So.
Yeah, hopefully he behaves, I hope. So I hope Grant behaves. But I've got to give a special shout here to Lana. She goes, hello, Prouda. So that's good afternoon in Welsh. So thank you for making the effort, Lana. I appreciate you for that. That does mean the world to me. I love
Lana is, I got to tell you, Lana, wow. I mean,
she's on it.
And she's
your mods are on it.
She's a mod. She's a contributor. Let me. Can I respond to this idiot, Antiquated? Hey, Antiquated. All right.
I see him where he is.
He's right. Don't worry. The reason I said that, Antiquated, all right, is because Kevin was debating a 35-year veteran career law enforcement officer when I said it's impossible for them, okay, to have a accident reconstruction report because they can't have the body lined up to the car, lined up to the broken pieces of glass, okay? Now, if you weren't such a knucklehead, Antiquated, you would understand what I was saying, okay? That's what I was saying. That was my argument, my response, Antiquated, Joseph Warren, very good friends of Natty Nat, very dedicated Karen Reed followers until, I don't know, you lost your mind. However, that was my argument to the bartender, which he never will ever understand. You can't reconstruct something if you don't have the documentation. Now, Kevin he changes it. Well, Sean, it's a theory. Well, guess what? I have a theory too, right? We all have theories. We have reality and we have theories. And that's the bottom line. So antiquated. I answered your thing. All right. That's it. I'm sorry. I just have to, certain things I have to correct.
No, please do. I mean, I didn't see it. There's so many people in the chat. I feel blessed to have you because the chat is absolutely bouncing. So thank you for the comments. Sorry if I missed any.
I can't see, but we get a lot of people in here. I can't really see anything.
We've got 140 people so far, which is, fantastic.
Kidding me? 8 o'clock in the morning? I love it, man.
Yeah.
The coffee.
The reason we don't play the audio is because if you play the audio, then Sean's not speaking. So I'd rather hear from Sean for a little bit. Once Karen comes in, we'll play the audio. But
oh yeah, we'll zoom in there. We will. Yeah.
It's just
I got this thing covered, buddy. I got it covered.
Yeah, we got it covered.
Now let me ask you a question. I have a technical question. So, as you know, we talked about StreamYard is very clunky. It really is. So my question to you is, when I go up to the tab, right? Does that affect this screen right here, the live screen? When I go up to the tab?
No,
okay.
No.
I just because I lose everything, but then I come back. This is Rita. Look at this guy, Rita. I just saw Brad Goldstein.
There's a lot of people there that So Till the Boy's not going to be there today, I don't believe.
Who's that? No, he said he was not. He said he was not.
But he's here now, Dennis says. I'm not sure who he means by, but I don't know who he means by that. So
Dennis is streaming us live on the street. So that's pretty good, huh?
Okay.
That's right, Don, that guy, Don, right there. He's a monster too. I'm telling you, Don I'm sorry, Don Deverell. He's a monster. This guy is amazing. Amy in Boston, love it. Boston.
There'll be some Sean. Everyone loves a Sean. And she's Irish as well. Top of the morning's here.
Is she really
Amy,
beautiful?
Top of the morning's here.
Okay, I got some Gaelic from my father. Cehi Wolfo. Magador. Cehi Wolfo Hain. Cehi Wolfo Amy. Linda.
Special like buttons.
Very good friend. Very good friend of the family. Dated my poor brother, rest in peace. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
so this is quite close to you. I mean, there's a lot of people not only in the chat, you also know a lot of people on the streets as well.
This is extremely important to me because, well, let's face it, it's from the town that I went to high school in. My parents lived there for 53 years. I mean, come on. I mean, it's the perfect setup for someone like me. It really is.
Quick shout out to Aaron Hack. Aaron Hack's been with me. So Aaron Hack, you missed my anniversary yesterday. I was 1 year old. The channel was 1 year old yesterday, and Aaron Hack's been a big part of it. And she missed it. I didn't see her.
Congratulations,
hi, Aaron.
John. Congratulations! I gave you a shout out on Twitter. So
I did. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It goes by so fast. I can't believe it's been a year already.
Amazing. It's amazing. And you do such a great job. I'm telling you. I loved how Paul and Dana and Tracy talked about how they met you. It was beautiful. It really was.
Thank you, my friend. Audrey said, "Hey, friends, I know how to buy a coffee at Dunkin's, but how do I buy one here?" So there's two options. You can either get your camera out and take a photo of the top right-hand corner of that. That takes you straight to the site. Or if at the top pinned comments, there's a link there that goes straight to buy me a coffee. Just press that. Or in my description box, it's got a description box going straight to buy me a coffee. But as I say, never required, but always appreciated. Erin Hacks gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Erin. Lovely as always. I'll go through that now. Clevin has too many issues, starting with speaking disrespectful to people. So I've not addressed this with you. I've never been so angry with somebody than when I watched that clip. I honestly, in my 1 year of streaming, I've never seen anybody be so disrespectful to another guest. And I know that he's got whatever problems in his personal life, whatever, but he's a fucking. I don't want to say the c word, but he's a prick. Honestly, that is disgusting what he did. And not just you, it's bad enough it was you, but to treat any guest the way he treated you was unacceptable. He should generally be ashamed of himself. But he's not. He won't. He's doubling down on it. He should be 100% ashamed of himself. I said to him, I wrote to him, I messaged out, I said, I have zero respect to you as a content creator, but now I have zero respect for you as a human being. No one treats another human being like that. Disgusting. But anyway, you know how I feel about that. Anyway.
I was actually surprised. I was surprised. But then the very next night, he showed his true colors again. He actually threw his phone off the stage, off the thing. He threw the phone. So, like I said,
well, I don't give a shit about it. But I've not addressed it. I try not to address it. I try and keep away from Twitter. It's a toxic cesspool. I try and let everyone else do their thing on there. I just think they're horrible people. He's like, he keeps saying that he's in the unpopular gang. Well, I'm fucking glad you're in the unpopular gang, because if people think like him, people like him think that you're guilty unless proven innocent. Motherfucker, that is not what justice system is. This is not what America is. This is not what we are internationally. We are all about innocent unless proven guilty. I'm so passionate about that. I don't care who you are. You deserve a fair trial. You deserve your time. And if you think the crime,
there's that guy right there. There's Chow, Bao, whatever his name is, talking to Rita. See the guy with the hair?
There. I saw. Yes, he is.
Yeah. But getting back to Kevin, last night he says, I want people to, there's the guy right there. He's doing all these interviews. But Kevin says last night, I want you to ask questions. Ask questions, right? My question to him is, what questions is he asking? He's not asking any questions, right? And the bottom line is, Dylan, when you know the truth, there's no reason to ask any more questions. And he said it perfect last night. He says, if today comes out, there's new evidence, I'll just switch over and say I was wrong, and I'll go with the new evidence. Well, that's kind of like, that's really weak. That is very weak. You either take a stance or you don't. What do you stand for, Kevin? Seriously, forget about Wood Hill. What do you really stand for? What are you afraid of? You're afraid to make the wrong decision here? If you're wrong, you're wrong. But take a stand, dude. Take a fucking stand. Stop the bullshit. Dayton was right. You're two-siding this thing. You're giving yourself an easy out. And he said he came this short. He said, I don't give a shit about this. He came that short. He and the other one, wine and crime, crime and wine. They both said, I don't care about this. We can just go back and do our housework or whatever. That's the difference. He's got no ass in the game here. He's grifting. He's full of shit. He's grifting.
Absolutely grifting. He's absolutely grifting, which is fine. Whatever do you, dude. Just don't call other people out for doing exactly what you're doing, and don't say, like he says, I don't question stuff. I've done my own research. I've done a shit ton of research before I came into this case. I'm still learning. I'm on Twitter every single day, listening to people like Olivia, Lana, Lisa. There's so many of them, intelligent people you can listen from. But
here's another thing I'm going to correct on him. Kevin, you better check your live, okay? Because when I said about me and Peter, nowhere, whether on your show with me or Peter and I, Brian Wallace never, ever, ever contacted the FBI. I said clearly, I don't know if Brian Wallace ever talked to the FBI. And here's one more thing. On the thing with Julie Nagel, all right, I said I had a theory. My theory was this. Yeah, I fucked up in the beginning, all right? Of course I know. I've lived this case. Of course I know Ryan Nagel and John Kane. But I'm going to tell you right now, there is good intel that prior to her calling her brother, Okay. Something was going on in that house. It wasn't about Brian Albert saying we're going to kill John. That's fantasy. That's your theory. That's your mind going crazy, right? We have good intel, right? That someone was going berserk in the house prior to any of this shit happening. And she got nervous and other people got nervous in the house. Okay. And it fits in. All right. So she calls her brother. Next thing, John comes in. If you even read the reports, because I know you now, you haven't. Nagel waited in his own statement 5 minutes. You know how long it took that fight to happen? 30 seconds, less than a minute. Clearly enough time for anyone in that house to see what happened and get there and shit their pants out of fear. Okay? And now you got a problem. You got the brother outside. That's my theory. But when you quote me, Kevin, quote me the right way, because you're really because it's live. It's live. It's on. I mean, guess what? I actually wrote it in Twitter. So Kevin, why don't you be an adult for once? Be an adult. Sorry, Dylan. I have to get this shit out.
No, it's my fault. I started it. I've not seen you. I've not spoken to you about Kevin. I just wrote on Twitter what I felt about it. There's on the flip side to that, there are content creators out there that you can disagree with and you can be respectful with, and they are willing to listen. Not everyone's like Kevin. Not everyone on the other side is like Kevin. I've had a couple of people reach out to me who are do believe Karen is guilty. They're not content creators, they're just normal people. And I've had great conversations with them. They're respectful, they've given their views, they've respected my views, they're a big fan of you, Sean. They've been told that. I think the problem is, Sean, a lot of people believe in the how we got the police system, the boys in blue. And they've been brought up like their family members were police and stuff like that. And so they just believe that there's no way somebody in law enforcement can lie, and that's their belief, and I respect that. Do you know what I mean? That's how they've been brought up.
Technically speaking, that's the way you should believe. I mean, you should believe because you should trust in law enforcement. I think Tom is walking down to where Karen usually gets to park her vehicle. So, do you want to go in and do a little volume?
Yeah, go in. We'll put it down a little bit, but we'll go in. You're in control.
Okay, very good.
You're in control.
1 second, my friend.
Oops. Hello, Nate from Australia as well.
I got bunches of batteries today. I am not going. There's no way I'm losing power today.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Nunia. Hi, everybody, all the regulars.
Is that okay, my friend?
That's fine.
I think this is the moment we have an arrival. Maybe.
That's good. Do you know what? That's great. I love when everyone's beeping and stuff like that. I love it.
I'm screaming, looking for you.
I think this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, this doesn't happen everywhere.
Right.
All this like beeping the horn, supporting. You've got to love it. Shout out here, sorry. Erin Hack, give Tim gifts. Erin Hack, I'm sorry I missed it. Hats off to you, chappy. Thank you to you, Erin. Audrey, my darling, thank you very much. This is easier than buying a coffee. I get you. It's fine. I only do buy me coffee because I get to keep, I think, 95% of it. YouTube just takes so much. That's the only reason. It's just me being lazy. It's fine. Now, how do you say this first name? Raven. Congrats on your 1 year anniversary. May continue to grow. Wishing you perpetual success. Thank you from my Irish counterpart. I appreciate you. Sluncher. Thank you.
Slancha, walk.
How do you say that? How do you say your first name? I don't know. Fairy Raven. Factory.
You got to get the brogue in there. You got half the brogue. Look at this.
I don't butcher. That's all. Tell us how to spell. How to say it. Fairy.
There are a lot of people.
Absolutely. Morning, Boxer Brief. Hello, sir. How are you?
So, Dylan, real quick, since I'm kind of doing the background here. So, at a certain time, I will go back and search for the Fox 25 channel, right? We'll have to lose this, right? Or can I open up another tab? Can I open up another tab?
Open another tab. Open up another tab if you can.
And then what I have?
If you can.
And then would I stop screen and then present again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that now. I'll do that now while we're. You go ahead. Yeah, you take the reins. Let me do that now, brother.
You test on the background. If something happens, everyone can forgive you. Everyone loves you, so they'll forgive you. If I do it, they shout to me. So
All
you
right.
know,
You do.
H-Bug, go on.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'll do this.
awesome.
Yeah, you
Um,
do that.
Badass.
Rob, I hope we get our Peg O'Keefe and JM news
That'll
tonight.
come out awesome.
Well, I'm not going
Wow.
to say Masters
You
Enthusiasm,
gotta send
Erin
that
Hart, the
picture
Autocore. You
to
can
me.
mod me
Yeah,
today. If you get too many trolls
that's
in here,
awesome.
I can help this morning if you need be until others get you. Thank you, Erin. I think it's fine at the minute, but if we do get busy,
Well, give him to
we'll
Chrissy.
definitely
She's
do
got the
that.
better.
Don't
She's
worry.
got the better eye, to be
Thank you,
honest with
Erin.
you. I mean, you give her
Fairy.
30 pictures, she'll give you the
Fairy
best of them
Raven.
all.
There we are.
Nice. That's great.
We weren't too far off.
Not too
My
far
thought
off.
was Fairy.
I said
Hey,
in
hey,
my brogue, Fairy. Like
Fairy.
Fairy. How about that? Fairy.
Top of the morning to you, Fairy. What's the crack, Fairy? Top of the morning to you. Aussie Insider, love Aussie Insider on X. We've messaged a few times. My name is Dylan.
So, buddy,
AALL.
I got Fox 25 loaded up.
You already loaded up.
So real quick.
Well, Jesus wept. Yeah.
Just one technical question.
Oh, I'm gonna get the truck.
Yeah.
So how do I get? So I'll have to stop streaming this, right, and then put the other one on, or can I just simultaneously click on? I guess I could. I have no way to do it. It's the only thing. Oh, I have a present. I do present.
Got a camera on my
You
head.
can, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
look
need
at
to
this.
just once we get to just drop this if it's easier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because
don't worry too much about it.
And I got my
I think
phone.
what happens
Got
is
Grant's the first
the
one
only
here.
thing I can do right now is stop screen and then drop that new one in, right?
Yeah, they're always here.
Yeah.
All right, and then you can.
So you,
It'll be like a little,
Wow,
like a little
that's awesome.
bleep. That's all.
Thank you, Melissa.
if it all fails, then I can put it up. It just means that I'm
No,
I'm
no, I'll
muted
get
the
it.
whole time.
I get it right here. I'll just
Fine.
monitor it. I'll monitor it on my phone. When it comes up,
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Lily.
I'll have it.
Chrissy says, Sean, where did you send your boomer card? Because you've come a long way. I like Fairy Raven. We love Sean. Everyone loves Sean. Aussie, are you in Vico?
You should ask
Hey,
my
all.
wife that. She loves me. Oh my God. Jeez.
Oh, there we are. So this is quite funny. Aussie saying that all these guys must have answered the ad. So Coffin Daffer said that everybody that's protesting gets paid to be there. So I know you covered that last night with Dana. Dana mentioned it.
Yeah.
She's an idiot. That's
It's
an idiot.
preposterous. It really is preposterous. I mean, she's allegedly a professional. I mean, she's not even halfway in the game. She's not even halfway.
I agree. If you'll enter today, Tony, don't worry. It's sorted. We got this. As an emergency, I could always stream it. So don't worry, Tony. We got it sorted.
We got it. We got this.
It would be great if this all ends today, and then we can help Sandra Birchmore get justice. Absolutely, Robin. I totally agree. I've started the Sandra Birchmore every Friday, sort of deep dive. I've got Mizzy coming on Friday, so to understand a little bit more about Sandra Birchmore. But I'm just learning about it at the minute. But it's a very, very sad case from what I've seen. Jay McHugh. I all thank you for streaming. Hoping, praying, going to be a great day for Karen and the team. Absolutely. Is it court this morning? Yes, there is only at 9 o'clock Eastern. Hi, Dylan and Sean. Fox 25. Yes, we're on it, guys. Don't worry, we're on it.
We're on it.
My name is Prince.
It's all loaded.
This is
loaded up.
This is Di. This is Di, the Druid. My name is Prince, and I'm funky. Good morning, gents. Hello, James. Hello, Cookie Harris. From Texas. Practice run. Dana's in the house. So Dana's out there. Hi, Dana.
There's Dana. Look at that.
And he's out there live currently around Tom CPU there somewhere. So
he's on the scene.
Yeah, this is the currently Reed hearing, Christine. This is the build up to it. The hearing starts in 20 minutes. So this is just outside. Right. Sapped butt. Hey, this is my language, Sean. Sapped butt.
Supping butt.
Can you say that? Supping butt. This is like, what's happening, brother?
Supping butt. Yeah. The Druid. Nice.
Supping. Hey, Supping butt. His name's Di. So David, Di. So good morning, Defendant.
Yeah. So that's a newism for Mello. He says defendant. Did you hear that, Dylan? Mello?
Yeah, I saw it.
He says
defendant.
Defendant. Isms.
I love Sean. comment off as a joke. But before I go any further, I want to give a special shout out to Carol Draper. She says, "Happy anniversary, Dylan. May the channel continue to thrive and grow." And she bought me 10 coffees, Sean. That is very,
Beautiful.
very generous of her. Very, very generous. Way too generous. So thank you, Carol. Carol is a big advocate. She found me through Matthew Moore when I was covering the Matthew Moore trial, and she's way too generous. So well, they're all too generous to me anyway. Everyone's too generous to me. But thank you, Carol. Really appreciate you for that. God bless you. Thank you. How can we not love Sean Dullan? That alone is a crime. Thing is, some people call us Dumb and Dumber, but I call us like Batman and Robin. So
me?
you're Batman, I'm Robin. So
I never saw.
You're in charge,
Really?
So Coffee Lover is deranged. Roger that. She's going to try and April, right? Supposedly, Christine, 16th of April. Big old I love Big Old Dog as well on Twitter. Always good follow.
Dylan, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Okay?
Grab it. No worries, grab it. Christine, to see what happens today, but yes, as of now, I'd love to see Jennifer see challenge Shaw. I'd love to see anybody challenge him.
She probably come from across the street.
There we are. Mizzy is the best. I can't wait to speak. I've not spoken to her about Sandra Birchmore yet, but she's coming on 10 o'clock Eastern on Friday. So if anyone's around, 10 o'clock in the morning, then please join us. Fairy Raven, Bushman Case had me glued with your stream TV and night, but the logo got me spinning. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. We found the logo. I mean, you have to watch it, but yeah, there's lots of stuff to go through on that case, I think. Jim, hello, Jim. How you doing, my friend? Always thankful when you pop in, Jim. Sure, will Brian Albert be looking at making a deal?
Here we go.
That's a good question. Hey, Dana. Okay, Dylan. Yeah, and obviously the Krieger trial's on this afternoon as well. So hopefully I'll be set for that as well. Robin, yes, can't wait to see her with you. Oh, Sean. Oh, no, it's not. It's Tom. Just listen to the case. I'd never heard of a case until she was on the Young Turks. There we are, Robin. If you like, I've also got episode 1. I did a little bit of research at the start, and then episode 2, I've got Mizzy on. So, McHugh. Sean, you're the second person that pronounced it correctly. McHugh. You're good. Are you okay with Super gentlemen on this stream, which is why I'm glued to. I'm not sure we play. Sometimes I do, there's certain people that rile me up, shall we say. Today, Bear put a motion to dismiss and disqualify DA. She has. Cancer. I'll get back to that. I'll start that for Sean. Here they are. That's what Mellow's going to be a defender. There we are, big old dog. Hey, got a question here for you from the boxer brief. Oh, here we are.
Let's check out the body language here. Look at this. All smiles. All smiles. Look at that.
Go. Go, right? Okay. Thank you.
Trolls here, Fairy.
Nice. Boy, there you go, guys. She looked good, huh? And now we're gonna get you guys the other side. Ooh.
Well, let's
Thank
hope
you,
they
Carol.
turn their
All right,
back.
that was a good side going in.
Let's hear. You know, the
These guys
last
here
night
are
was
kinda
great.
rude,
I thought, Paul,
flippant,
turn your back. Don't acknowledge it. Just turn your back.
inconsiderate.
Like that.
A good friend of mine said last night, in the United States, when they don't have any confidence
Yo,
in the
they're here.
chief, all the cops turn their back when the chief comes in. A show of no confidence. That would be
I hope that
more of
was
a
good,
message to
guys.
turn your back on the other side than to engage
That
them.
truck,
That's
man,
the
that thing is
perfect thing. Look at the truck.
awesome.
Beautiful.
You should,
Love it. Love it.
everyone needs coffee now. Everyone wants coffee. I know. I've got coffee.
Beautiful.
My floor in order. Mug,
Beautiful.
game merch. I'm still waiting for my t-shirts, but I was hoping the t-shirts would have arrived today, but it's all good. Definitely check it out. Happy days, Robin. Please do. Please look at it. It's in my videos. So I think we learned a lot. So I like doing live research because you learn a lot from chat. So here we come, Karen. Elizabeth, hello, my darling. Sure walked.
Respectful. Respectful.
Are they coming?
Yep. Respectful, right? Respectful. Right? Paul.
Boom.
Paul. Respectful for everybody, right?
Turn your back, Tom.
You remind everyone to be respectful.
It was a dream team. Karen's big smile. Fat ass nurse. Love it. Free
Right.
can't read.
Hey, I know you. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
That's what class looks like. This is what we do. Just I hope they're all ignoring what's his name, Grant and all them. Like, you know, just
Yeah.
they're only there to cause trouble.
Excuse me.
They're coming up that side or this side?
No, they come up. Yeah.
Yeah, who's going sweatshirt? I didn't know. I was thinking that.
Buddy,
McAlbus up.
Dylan, who's your friend
Yeah,
that likes Trump? Did you see the other sweatshirt I have up there?
Yeah, I can have
Jonathan. He's not here yet. Jonathan.
There it is. Look at it.
He's from.
I did it for him.
I don't know, but she looked
He
great.
once he's here, he will love it. Now he knows that he'll love that.
Good man.
He's going through some stuff at the minute, but hopefully he can make it this morning.
I have my cameraman following me around here.
We hope.
Cleary Dream Team.
I don't know, but I need to get my
Yes, exactly. Just Chrissy. Turn your back on them. Don't give them any
Turn it.
acknowledgement. Of course, now Tom's going down and film them, but it is what it is.
Let's see. No response to the biggest response. Yes, I haven't seen them. The land drinks instant coffee. It's not real coffee. I do drink instant coffee. I do. I'm so angry that they will not allow Cara to be dropped off in front of the courthouse and protected. That is a joke, though. You think that she would be protected. Like you mentioned it last night. Like it's actually quite dangerous for her, not just her, but family as well. So
it's actually it's a security issue for her. It really is. I mean, she's a defendant she's been accused of murdering a Boston cop. Look at this. What is he doing? Going right down there into the lion's den.
Kelly Monroe has. I have my floor and order shirt on right now. Let's
all right, Kelly.
Go.
Good for you, Kelly.
Let's go, Kelly. If the McAlbus don't show up today now, that the federal info is coming out, I'd say that's very telling. Where are you? Silence is definitely turning back. Yes, please ignore them. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. I get it. Turning backs. I do get it. So is Tom going to end in the courtroom?
We're gonna go right to the courtroom when it comes on. I have it on my phone right now. I'll be able to switch right over.
Okay. Aussie Victoria Birds. Turn your backs. I'll come already, Nate, but very true, Didi. So there's a lot. Thank you, everybody. Everyone's very nice here. M. Grim, I'm seasick. Trump 2024, Shawnee. M. Grim, me too. Trump, I love. I'm not a political channel, but obviously Sean wore some Trump gear. I'm one of my favorite people in the world. Jonathan is a Trump guy, and he loved it.
Can't help you out, but
Kisses and drinkies. Yes. So I'll enjoy until Jonathan gets here, Sean.
It's Kenny Dougal.
Yes, and Nunya, sorry, I'll just say Nunya is also one of my members, and she is a very big advocate of what you just done with that jumper as well in the background. So she'll enjoy it until Jonathan gets here. What's this? Dylan needs a Keurig. What's a Keurig? Keurig.
The Keurig is, those little pods you put in a machine, the little Keurig pods.
Right, okay, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Thanks, my friend.
Very coordinated.
Just hope, as everyone says, I just hope everyone just leaves them. Hey, this is good by Tia. Karen's walking right into the lion's den, but she's got a whole pride behind her out there. I like that. That's
Absolutely.
great. I love that.
That's right.
That's the way to do it, Chrissy.
That's Chrissy. That's a good sign of, we don't give you any credit.
Hey, Clary, Dougal.
What would you like to search for?
Oh, that's Siri. I don't want Siri.
Okay then.
Fuck.
See now.
And Audrey, thank you very much to Audrey. She bought me 3 coffees as well. Thank you so much, Audrey.
That's beautiful.
Very kind of you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Audrey.
Good. There was no heckling. That's great.
So, who are those people? Explain. Kelly's asking who those people are.
That's the family and friends of John O'Keefe. You got Paul. You got Kenny Dougal there. I'm sure the mother and father's there. Maybe. I'm not sure. I did not see them. I did see Paul. I saw Kenny Dougal. So
there we are. Get this off.
Yeah, so they were very quiet. That's nice.
That is respectful. And it's strangely, not to speak too much about it, but I've not seen Grant at all. So, which is good. Everyone seems to be avoiding him, which is good.
Good job. That was great. That was just fabulous, fabulous, fabulous.
You just gotta love it, though.
Good morning, dear. Good morning. Hey. Oh, it's too hot. Yeah.
Audrey says, well, it took me a while, but I finally figured out how to buy coffee. Thank you, Audrey. Hey, Super Chat is more than generous, guys. The only reason I say buy me coffee is because as a content creator, any content creator, you get to keep about 95, 96% of it, of the money. When you do Super Chats and stuff like that, YouTube takes 30%, Apple Pay takes 10%, taxes takes 20%. So that's the only reason. Don't waste your money on Super Chats and stuff like that, because the content creators don't gain, essentially. That's why I say. But I'm not that I'll ever say no to Super Chat. It's just more of a try to explain to people. But no one needs to give me anything, guys. I appreciate you all doing that, but no need to at all. Thank you very much.
And he didn't know what the well.
And he bought me 3 as well. So glad I found your show through Sean. You are now one of my favorite channels. Thank you, Sean. It's because of you. Wendy Calabrese found us. and now this is one of her favourite channels, Sean. So thank you to you as well, Sean, and thank you to you, Wendy, as well.
Right.
I'm grateful somebody went to visit my deceased parents.
Is this here?
I've lost track of chat now. Thank you, Grim. Appreciate, love the alternate corner. Thank you very much. I'm praying for Karen this ends today. I heard she also has MS. And this stress can't be good on her. I think that's one of the things that people forget, that there's some people out there that think this is a joke, like Plevin and all them, because, you know, she is a victim in all this because her life has been turned upside down. She's going through hell.
Wow.
Her mental health, her health is going through hell. So yeah, it's not good. Fairy, honestly, thank you so much. It's all good. Thank you.
Aiden's live on the Guerra now.
Jeremy's family support Karen. I think their family, John's family, were told early on that the law enforcement told them that she was guilty. I think they believe them for that. Coffin Duffer's going to eat her words today. Hopefully, Kelly. Nay, I've just seen your message, Sean. We'll get back to you now.
No, it's fine.
Loser has
no
to be there. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Hello, Nancy. Free can read today. Hopefully, yes. Nunia, they believe she's guilty, but they have Aiden's enemies in their ears. Yes. I'm a bit behind Dylan hates Siri. I do hate Siri. Good morning, Dylan and Sean. Hello, Ruby. Ruby. Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's a great song, that is. It's also MS Awareness Month. Remember to wear orange at least this month to support. Thank you, Chrissy. There's also, just to give a shout out, I'm raising money as well for Prostate Cancer UK. So I'm doing 11,000 steps a day as well to raise awareness. So if you know any men out there, or if you are a man, please go get checked for prostate cancer. It happened to my father. I've recently had a checkup. So please tell your loved ones, once they're over 40, please go get checked. If you catch it early, it's not a problem. If you catch it too late, it's a slow death. As 1 in 8 men do get prostate cancer. So just a quick shout out to prostate cancer, because it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month as well. What's the evidence card? We'll find out today now. Grant loses press pass. That's it. I think he did, didn't he? Jay Burke, let's fucking go. Bring out all the stops today. Thank you, Jay Burke, for your general contribution. I love the Boston Celtics.
Hey guys, listen, thank you both for streaming my stuff.
I'm not sure who he's talking to there. So
I didn't see Chris Albert. He wasn't here.
They see them on the stream as different sightings.
Yeah, because he's afraid to hear what they're going to say about him.
Not wearing orange around St. Patrick's Day is a no-no, but this will be exception. Here we are. A fairy. What channel are you watching, Dylan Shaw? Fox, I think. Oh, what's this?
Fox.
Tom CPU. This is Tom CPU
Thank
currently.
you both. Thank you guys. Are wonderful.
I'm monitoring Fox right now.
Good morning, Steve. Stephen, hello, my friend. How are you? Here he is in Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Southie originally. What's Southie mean, though? I hear people say Southie. I don't know what it means, though.
Southie is a portion of Boston on the south side. It was predominantly Irish at one time. That's why they call it Southie. A lot of people will say Southie's my hometown. There's a song, you know.
But thank you, Nancy. Nancy says, I'm from Southie originally. I started watching you yesterday, and I can totally understand you very well. Thank you for helping Sean. No, thank you to Sean for helping me as well. So it's help each other out. Karen battles health problems every day. On top of all this, she deserves all the support. Absolutely. Worcester Police are on live on Boston 25, indicating that they concluded their manhunt for a murder suspect that just entered California. Ooh.
Captured her in San Diego. Can you believe it? It's
Yeah.
incredible. Law enforcement working at its best.
If you want me to leave, I can leave that. No, no one should leave, Christine. It's fine. H, can I volunteer to check? I wait. I said I. Hang on. H, can I volunteer to check? Oh wait, I said I'd behave. Everyone's behaving so good. Kelly, so glad I found your channel. And I'm so happy that Sean started his. By the way, Sean, you're doing an amazing job. You're a natural, my friend. You're a
Thank you,
natural
Ken.
at it.
I try.
That was a good idea. Do you see
Also, colon cancer awareness
No,
month,
I
gay
have not.
colonoscopies, absolutely. There's lots of stuff. Watch your health.
Oh, no, don't ask me.
He wasn't
I
there.
love
He
Tom.
wasn't at Aiden's trial. No. Where's what's his name?
It's not Boston.
Neil. Neil will know. Where's Neil?
What's he wearing?
Neil. Where is
Tom's like it could
he? May have went in.
TB and we are streaming his live. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I missed
Neil.
that.
He's
Thank you.
always at every standout. Neil, where are you, bud?
Do you think the feds will be at the hearing today, Sean?
Did you see Scott McGinnis?
No, they will not. I don't believe so. There's no need for them there.
Anyone see
Unless they're going to have
Scott
an
McGinnis in
arrest
the
team.
chat?
No, they're not going to be there. No, I don't. Maybe a representative, just in case there's an issue, but I don't believe so. They've handed over 3,100 pages. It's in good hands. It's in the hands of both sides. So I'd be surprised if any feds were there.
Yeah.
But I know they'll be watching. I can tell you that. They'll be watching.
But I don't know. I gotta look at my camera. I didn't see Jen or Lindsay.
The Zoom is open, guys, I know, but for the hearing, but we're not really interested in that. We want to get it from somewhere else. So Sean Audrey says Boston 25 does not start streaming until the courtroom is ready to go, sometimes as late as 12 minutes
Okay,
after the scheduled time.
that's fine. That's fine. That's good. I have it right here. So
The sun's so bright. If I turn and go the other way, it washes out the screen.
Hi, Helena.
Sorry about that.
Little Mystery, hello. Audrey, yes.
Yes, that was the best thing ever. I swear it was. Oh, you guys are awesome. Yep.
That spoke more than the
Thank you,
words.
Carla.
Didn't it really?
That's really nice of you, Carla. Say, Dylan, Sean mentions you all the time, so naturally we're here for you too now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
anytime I can, Dylan, I always
Oh.
mention my friends, mention the people who are working, the hardest working people in YouTube land. I always do that. Absolutely.
It's always appreciated. So very nice to watch a live feed without all the nonsense and troublemakers. Look, I mean, we've had no real nonsense yet today. If we do, then we'll just boot them out. I mean,
Right.
I don't even know if I got any mods here, to be quite honest with you. It's just,
You know,
I
we
have no
had
idea.
Joseph Wong was in. He's actually Joe. He's not bad. He's just he's misguided for whatever reason. I don't know. He's just misguided.
Hell, the hand basket. 3,100 pages, like giving someone Shakespeare. Jesus. The courtroom's empty. Yeah, just I saw Zoom. It's all empty. So
So how does Tom Lee know that? Where's he looking at that from?
Zoom there's a Zoom link and the Zoom is live.
Oh, okay.
But you know, we don't really want Zoom. It's the other one we want.
That
Sure.
was Lally coming in late.
Sean, Santa
Yeah, you know, Chrissy,
Pios.
the
Yay.
cone, you know something, to be honest with you, I love pizza. So to be honest with you, I left Boston area so early to start my
How are you
career. I
today?
never got caught up in all the
Hi.
center party, all that stuff.
I
So
can't put the camera facing this
I can't
way.
comment, but I love all pizzas. So I'm
That's
too
the
biased.
sun.
I'm too, I wouldn't be a good choice. But when I go back the next time, I'll check out both those competing entities. It's
That's
like down in
awesome.
Philly, the difference between
All right, so I have to
the
get
Philly
my memory
cheesesteaks.
stick.
I couldn't tell the
out of
difference.
my
They're
memory
both
stick
delicious
pocket.
down there in Philadelphia. I forget their names. I went there all the time. They were
Don't
beautiful, delicious.
People say Till Boy's live in the courtroom. Yeah, Till Boy's using Zoom, so he's using the Zoom link. So
Yeah.
just so people know. I'm not sure, Kelly.
Oh man. All right. I gotta put you guys down. There's Neil there.
They're using Zoom. Then it must be.
9:05.
All right, guys, I gotta put you
I've
down.
got
I gotta change
Wendy.
up my memory stick here.
She's going to be giving me the play-by-play here.
It's not started yet. They're
Here
not
we go.
all
I
in there
got
yet,
it.
Kelly.
I got it. Hold on.
Got it. We're
I
in.
got it.
We're in.
All right. I'm going to do this now, Tommy. Okay. I mean, Tommy. Here we go.
You get a prepaid debit card loaded with up to $3,000 that you can use at stores like Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens.
Okay, we haven't got there yet. Hold on.
For 2 short questions, and then call the hotline to secure your benefits card with up to $3,000. If you're seeing this video, that means there's still time to tap below and claim your benefits card right now before enrollment ends.
What the hell is going on here?
Thank you to someone who's Bobby. Love the
Hold on.
show. Thank
Something
you.
going on here.
Thank you. Let me take that off then, and then you can. Thank you to somebody. Didn't leave a name, but thank you to you as well for the coffee. Yes, we are. We are.
Hold
We're
on.
streaming.
Get this now.
NBC 10 is streaming right now. It's all good, guys. We're not missing anything. It's fine.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm almost there. How the hell do I have it here on my?
It's right here. Well, as in,
I got to
What's the
refresh
25
this. I
there?
think.
just refresh it. Yeah, it's fine. Full TV's live on website. It's all good, but guys, just give us a second. We'll have it in a second here. It's all good. Once we go live, he'll be muted his mic. It's all good.
I have it on my phone. I don't know how the hell I don't have it here.
What we'll do, we can. I can just do it. But just I'll be muted. That's all.
How the hell do I have it here on my?
I'm going to hand you this.
Hold on, Tom.
Okay.
Hold on, Dylan.
NBC 10 or Court TV, they say as well.
All right, hold on. Still, I got it on my phone. I don't know how the hell I can't have it on.
It's okay. Hang on, bear with me.
This could be it here. Hold on. Oh,
And I work for that. Yeah, that'd be great. Do you like it?
It's not started yet anyway, so it's not a massive issue.
Like get out, get away from the daily news and all that. Plus, you eat for free, and you meet a lot of people. Yeah, you meet a lot of people. But there was days, everything else. Yeah, you know, you just want to change. You want. Can I do?
nothing's happened yet, guys. Just hold on.
It's all good. Nothing's going on, so it's all good.
But no, in general, it's fun.
I don't know why the hell I can't get this. Okay, are you trying on your side, Tom? I don't know what the hell's going on here.
That's okay. It's all good. What did we say? Court TV, was it? That's another one, Court TV.
No,
There was a storm. Of course, we're not shooting for TV time. Oh, we're gonna, you know what I mean? That's her, right? And then there was one of the lawyers. Is that her sitting in there?
is this it? This is it.
Oh,
Hold on. Where are we?
NBC, yeah.
You got it right here.
I try and
Yeah, right here.
All right, put it up.
Here we go. We on?
Yeah. Just make it large,
Yeah.
and then put the volume up. I don't think.
Woo!
I think you're. We could.
Oh, yeah.
We could. No, with the volume's not working. We could hear your other stuff
Yeah.
on this one. I don't
Okay,
think.
hold on. Here we go. I can hear it now. Can you hear it?
No.
I mean, it's nothing really on yet. Whew, man, talk about
It's fine.
pressure.
It's weird because I can't even get what you can get.
All right, someone just tell me, is this the right one? It got to be the right one, right?
Someone says Sean, that is the wrong one.
Oh Jesus, are you serious? Hold on.
Yeah, they're standing in the live feed. Hang on.
That says 2:01 p.m. It's got to be the wrong one, right?
Hang on.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
What we got here? Let me try this again.
What we do know is that they're not started quite yet. So
Right. Okay, good. Where the hell is Fox 25 News? All right. I'm in the live section. I don't know why the hell we can't get this.
it's just not loaded up there yet. That's all. It just means they're not live yet. Once they, as she says, all you can see is Judge's chair. It hasn't started yet. We'll get a notification with it. I mean, some people might have it already, but it's not started. So everyone's panicking at the minute. Everyone's going, "Oh, where can I find it?"
Where? Live what?
Live view. Go to the
What you?
25 app
Yeah.
for live
Yeah,
view.
but I'm on the YouTube.
You're on the YouTube. Okay, let me see if how I do that.
Is it started? Has it started yet?
No, don't worry about it. They're just standing there. They haven't sat down.
Okay.
It's just started.
Let's see.
I'm on a computer here, so
Yeah, and I'm on my iPad. You know, okay, don't worry. They're still
It's,
standing.
honestly, it's fine.
because I
I'm
don't
trying to
think
get to where you are.
I don't know if I can get an app
So
here.
subscribe to Fox 25.
I did.
Okay. Now let's see.
Go to live.
Live.
Yes, I did. I'm here.
Okay. And it's not there. You're right.
Wait a minute. Here it is. That was an old one. Popular.
Home. Let me go to home. Geez, that's weird. I don't know. See, I downloaded the app.
See, I wonder if I can get the app
Yeah,
Where?
do that. Download the app.
from on my computer.
Yep. keep looking though while you're doing that.
All right.
'Cause there's gotta be a way to get onto that. Don't worry, they're still standing.
Okay, good.
Weird that you can't.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Happening now.
Say it again.
Watch live.
Did you get the app?
Is today March 12th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
They're still standing. No worries.
okay. Jesus.
No, we don't want that.
Jesus.
This is just the worst.
Is this it here? It is. I got it.
You got it?
I do.
You got it.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks. But how do I help? I got to get this thing on the, I got to get it on the,
Oh, that I can't help you with, my friend.
Right,
You
all
set
right.
it on your screen. You'll figure out your tabs.
all right, here we go.
Have fun. Let's fucking go.
All right, thank you. Jesus. All right, I got this foolish thing. You're all
You
speaking.
got it.
I've got it, but how can I get it onto your screen? Hold on.
No.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to do this. Check this out. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go back to you, my friend. I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to do this. Jesus Christ Almighty. I'm such a knucklehead.
It's fine. It's nothing's happened. So I mean, everyone's panicking at the minute. It's like nothing's happening. It's all good.
Check this out. Check that. Does that work?
But there's no volume, but we can.
Okay. Yeah, but that's fine because the volume's moved. But we're on, right? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. We're on. Yeah, we're on.
Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let me get this foolish thing. All right. Yeah, we're good. Woo.
Have you unmuted it as well?
Yes, it's unmuted. Yeah, it's silent right now, but here we go.
That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine.
This is crazy.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
9:18. Here we go. Let's go. Wow, what are you doing? You getting excited?
Hey, Monica. That's the problem, though, because everyone's looking for it in the end, and then obviously somebody's got Zoom and they go in there. It's like it doesn't start until it starts, you know. So
I'm just
not
so
much we can
happy
do.
we got it. I don't, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, I have no idea how I found it. If I had to do it again, I couldn't do it.
It's all good. It's all good. Let me go in here.
All rise. I hope we can get some volume.
Justice 22 CR 117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. Can I have counsel identify themselves starting with the Commonwealth?
Adam Lally for the Commonwealth. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Lally. Good morning, Your Honor. Laura McLaughlin for the Commonwealth. Good morning, Ms. McLaughlin.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson for the Street.
Good morning.
It's a volume low, something people can't hear it.
For Karen Reed.
Good morning, Ms. Tinetti. Good morning, Your Honor.
That's as loud as it goes on my end. They have to turn the volume. I can hear it great with my volume.
All right. So, when we were last here,
Yeah, no one could hear.
February 26th, I first anticipated that today would be for all motions, but I did read the very detailed affidavit from defense counsel regarding dates and what we should cover. And so today, as you know, I changed some of the dates to accommodate you, I think there was some short trial dates you may have had or restitution dates. And so you did get the order on the new dates. So today is only for filing all Rule 17 motions and for the motion to dismiss under Odell and the motion for sanctions. So I don't remember if it was Mr. Jackson or Mr. Yannetti who last time said that I was operating from a blind spot because I didn't have the information that was disclosed to you folks from the U.S. Attorney's Office. So you were good enough to get me the entire packet, which I appreciate. I read it. I see now how the federal investigation began and when it began. I've also read the pleading. So the motion to dismiss, defendant's motion to dismiss is around 50 pages with attachments. The supplement is about 15 pages. The Commonwealth's opposition is about the same. The motion for sanctions is about 30 pages. There's no supplement, Mr. Yannetti?
There's no supplement.
Okay, and then the Commonwealth had about 25 pages, and then the Commonwealth supplement covered both motions, and the Commonwealth had originally probably hundreds of pages of exhibits. So I have read all of that, and I am mindful also, I keep coming back to the letter that was written to me on February 26th from the Deputy U.S. Attorney, who says, "We expect, of course, that the parties will disclose orally the materials in court only as necessary to further the proceedings." So I've read everything. I'm going to give each side 10 minutes, and we're going to start with the motion to dismiss. So, Mr. Jackson, I'll hear you. I think it would be particularly helpful if you were to focus on the exact prejudice to the defendant and how this all goes to the core of the Odell motion. And as you know, that's an awfully high bar. So go ahead.
Your Honor, I will try to edit my comments to stay within the 10-minute mark. It's very difficult to do that. I did not know that we were going to be under such incredible time constraints. As a matter of fact, I thought that the court said the last time we were in court, we had basically your words.
Yeah, all day. But that was when we had all the motions, but it's just these two motions
Right,
today.
but they're big.
They're big.
Consistent
So
with.
why don't you go ahead and start? If you need additional time, tell me. But it would be important to focus your argument. Again, I'm mindful of what the U.S. Attorney said to me in that letter.
And I am as well. And that mindfulness suggests that my comments will be directed to that which is necessary to further the proceedings.
Okay.
Which means that
Right ahead.
I'll start with the basic rule of Odell. We start with the postulate that any distortion of the evidence, that's where we start. Any distortion of the evidence during the course of a grand jury proceeding impairs the integrity of the indictment, if there is an indictment, and pursuant to Odell, that requires dismissal. In this particular case, there were myriad examples, which I will, again, I'll edit. I was going to go through several, but I'll just touch on them very quickly.
Your memo, I have to say, your memo is very thorough and very helpful to me because you outline everything and same in your supplement.
Thank you. The first point I want to discuss is what we believe is the failure to disclose Sergeant Michael Lank's personal lifelong relationship with some of the individuals, specifically the individual Chris Albert. There was a comment or an incident, I should say, that we referred to in our moving papers that dealt with Chris Albert and Sergeant Lank years ago. They have a long-standing, years-long relationship. And I'll close this loop in just a second, but if you'll allow me, that relationship goes all the way back to 2002 at least. And there was an incident in which Sergeant Lank and Chris Albert had gotten into what can easily be described as a bar fight. Chris Albert had gotten into a bar fight of some sort. Michael Lank walks out of the same bar or an adjacent bar. He'd been drinking with his buddy Chris. He walks out, stumbles out, announces to the participants in this fight that he was quote unquote deputizing himself, and ultimately came to Chris Albert's aid. That was with the specific intent to assist an Albert in getting out of a legal jam all the way back to 2002. The reason I bring that up, and by the way, both of the individuals involved, not Sergeant Lank, both of the other individuals involved were ultimately arrested by Sergeant Lank. That case went to trial, and both of the individuals were found not guilty of assault. And that's after Michael Lank engaged in fisticuffs with at least one of the men, to the degree that the Canton police officers had to pull him off of the individual.
So this is in your memo, and it also is exhibits C through E
That's right.
attached to your memo.
And the reason this comes to a head, and the conflict of interest comes to a head, is because Michael Lank ultimately was the first person to walk into Brian Albert's house. During the course of the grand jury, nobody elicited information from Michael Lank that he had a close personal relationship with the Alberts, that he had in years past come to the Alberts' aid. And yet he was the first person that came into the house. Even the grand jurors were stunned by this and asked, the specific grand jurors asked Michael Lank and asked the Commonwealth, or through the Commonwealth of the witness, why didn't Brian Albert ever even come out of the house? And I think we have the answer. And the answer is because the Albert, specifically Brian Albert, was waiting on a friendly. And they got that friendly through Michael Lank. That was withheld from the grand jury. Sergeant Lank is a longtime childhood friend of the Alberts. The Canton Police Department was conflicted off the case because of those personal and familial relationships that the Alberts have with Canton Police Department. And Sergeant Lank has a history of using his position as a police officer to shield the Alberts from criminal liability. That was never brought out. That's the kind of distortion that Odell talks about. Another broad example or a broad category that I want to discuss briefly deals with Trooper Michael Proctor. The Commonwealth withheld from the grand jury clear and even more egregious conflicts of interest as they pertain to Michael Proctor. Sergeant Lank was aware of this irremediable conflict that Canton Police Department had and that he should have had with the Alberts. So what does he do? He calls in Massachusetts State Police. And who do they send but Michael Proctor? And that's like jumping from the frying pan into the fire. That's the same Michael Proctor who's also years-long close family friends with the Alberts. The Proctors have called the Alberts their, quote, second family. And to that point, now we have benefit of some hindsight, and that's the federal investigation. We have been saying since September 16th, 2022, in lengthy motions that we filed before this court and filed with the Commonwealth, there is a conflict. You're not investigating the conflict. That conflict was never described to the grand jurors. And we've been rebuffed at every single turn. Newly uncovered text messages but from the feds revealed that on January 19th, 2022, think about that date, that's 10 days before the incident. January 19th, 2022, Michael Proctor texted his own family members discussing the specifics of having Julie Albert babysit for his toddler child. We should all let that sink in for a second.
So yeah, I understand that.
There is a level of closeness that cannot be overstated. Michael Proctor is so connected to the Alberts that he was entrusting them, or willing to entrust the Alberts, to be caregivers for his toddler child. And it's not lost on anybody in this courtroom that for 2 years, the Commonwealth has been denying it and still denies it in their opposition paperwork. They still say, well, there's nothing to see here. It's Michael Proctor's sister who really is friends with Julie Albert, and that's not a big deal. Everybody looked the other way. As a matter of fact, Ms. McLaughlin wrote the following in her opposition. Trooper Proctor's supposed close and personal relationship with the Alberts is, quote, entirely unfounded and a desperate creation of the defense, a desperate creation of ours. She says we created this. But now we have the benefit of the federal investigation. And the Commonwealth finds itself in that very unenviable position of having to eat some very distasteful words. Because we didn't create anything. And there's more. On February 1st, 2022, 3 days after John O'Keefe was killed, there was another text message. In this one, Michael Proctor's sister texts Michael Proctor very specifically and writes the following, quote, just saw Julie, and Julie said when all this is over, she wants to give you, Michael Proctor, a thank you gift. Michael Proctor didn't respond with, that's inappropriate, these are witnesses, these are potential suspects, Please tell her don't ever do that again. Don't ever suggest an exchange of gifts again. That would be inappropriate. I'm going to go write a report. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lally, and Mr. Lally's going to turn that information over to the defense and to the court. No, that's what he should have done. What he did do is he responded, get Elizabeth one, his wife. In other words, get the gift from my wife. It'll be a little less obvious. So now we have the lead investigator from Massachusetts State Police literally discussing the exchange of gifts between the Albert family on the one hand and the Proctor family on the other hand as a thank you, their words, for helping the Alberts out of a jam. And if you looked up quid pro quo in the dictionary, you would find this set of text messages. 2 years later, to the day, on February 1st, 2024, now let's fast forward 2 years later, now Michael Proctor finds himself on the witness stand in front of a federal grand jury, which we just found out about. That grand jury was tasked with a singular commission, and that was investigating crimes of public corruption by law enforcement in relation to this case. And during that testimony, he was confronted with these and myriad other examples of evidence of his close ties to the Albert family. And he admitted to an AUSA under very intense questioning that not only does he know the Alberts, and does he socialize with them, does he drink with them, does he go to pool parties with them, but he told his partner, Yuri Butnik, all of this before Yuri Butnik testified at the grand jury and before he and Butnik actually interviewed Chris Albert. Why does that mean something? Why does that mean something to the court and to this argument? Because when Yuri Butnik testified before the state court grand jury, he testified that, quote, following formal introductions, end quote, Julie Albert and Chris Albert provided their phone numbers. Following formal introductions. That was a clear deceit on the grand jurors. Yuri Butnik knew, as did Michael Proctor, they didn't need formal introductions. Michael Proctor was considering having Julie Albert babysit his kid 10 days ago. Actually, at that time, 13 days ago. That left the grand jury with the intentional false impression that these people literally do not know each other. They've never been in contact. They're complete strangers. That was a lie. That was a concerted effort to hide that relationship and to hide the conflict of interest. And the grand jurors were fooled. They were left with the impression Michael Proctor, Yuri Butnik, they don't know these folks. They're completely neutral, independent investigators, and nothing could be further from the truth. And the revelation of this evidence culminated in front of that same grand jury on February 1st, 2024. Under additional intense questioning by the Assistant United States Attorney, Proctor was caught in his own web of deceit and testified as follows, quote, so this is the AUSA talking, or asking the question. So obviously we're asking questions about your relationship with Julie Albert, with Chris Albert, and with Colin Albert. Do you understand that? Answer, yes, sir. Question, and you're saying that you're minimizing, quote, minimizing your relationship to the grand jury, correct? Answer, yes. He finally, under the scrutiny of a federal grand jury, admitted that he had been lying about his relationship to the Alberts, which means he lied to the grand jury, which means that evidence was distorted in front of the grand jury. And that is the burden that Odell requires.
All right, so your time is up, which includes me interjecting. Do you want 5 more minutes?
If I could employ the court.
I'd like you to sort of get to the questions I asked as well. All right, I know you're reciting the evidence that I've read, so I'll give you 5 more minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to shift gears to another example or another series of examples of evidence that was distorted before the grand jury. And that deals with the use of, or the insinuation of Kevin Albert, yet another Albert, at the behest of Michael Proctor. Kevin Albert is a sworn Canton police officer. On day one, the Canton Police Department was completely recused off the case, in no small part because of Kevin Albert and the fact that John O'Keefe's body was found on Kevin Albert's brother's lawn. Yet the evidence that has been disclosed by the federal investigation, which we were not privy to, is that Michael Proctor actually utilized Kevin Albert's services to coordinate with the very witnesses who should have been potentially suspects and certainly should not have been subject to coordination by an Albert, when that's the very person on whose lawn John O'Keefe, or his brother's lawn, John O'Keefe was found. I want to turn to at least one more situation in my remaining minute or so, given the fact that this is curtailed. And this is not in our papers, but obviously it's a complete and probably the most obvious distortion of the facts. The Commonwealth suppressed one of the most obvious pieces of exculpatory evidence in the entire case, and that was a piece of evidence that they know torpedoes their entire case and their theory of this case, and that's Jennifer McCabe's Google search at 2:27 a.m., how long to die in cold. They had her phone at the time of the grand jury. They had her complete extraction of that phone at the time of the grand jury. They had a Celebrite report, Your Honor, at the time of the grand jury, and yet they did not present this evidence. They claim, oh, well, we didn't have the right version of the Celebrite software. That's on them. That's not our fault. Certainly not Ms. Reed's fault. That's their fault. Get the right software. If you're going to bring this case, do it the right way. They say their argument is, well, we just didn't have the right software, so we didn't have the information. That's not true. They did have the information. It was sitting in her phone. They just didn't do their job in extracting. And should the Commonwealth once again stand up in some sort of desperate pitch to dispute that time and this critical evidence, the court should note the following. Not only does the Celebrite report confirm the search and the time of that search, not only do our experts confirm the search and the time of that search, but now a Quantico-trained special agent with the FBI's Regional Computer Forensic Lab, in other words, the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, also specifically confirms that that search was made on Jennifer McCabe's phone, and it was made on or before 2:27 and 40 seconds a.m. on January 29th, 2022. That fact, Your Honor, is no longer open for debate. And none of that was presented before the grand jury. I'll conclude by saying any one of these examples, and I didn't touch on all of them, but any one of these examples, the gift giving, the babysitting, the telephone extraction, the Google search at 2:27 in the morning, all of these, any one of these would be enough to dismiss the charges as they sit here today. But the cumulative effect of this deception and all of it, this distortion from the grand jury, is too much for the court to ignore. The simple fact, Your Honor, is the presentation before by the Commonwealth before the grand jury in the state court action, it just wasn't fair. That's the easiest way to say it. It just didn't give Ms. Reed a fair shot. It just didn't. That presentation was packed with lies, known lies by the investigators, and the omissions and the manipulations and deceit by the very people that are supposed to be the ones that we in the community can trust, the ones that are supposed to protect our interests, and the law does not allow this sort of conduct to go unchecked. When the remedy when this sort of travesty of justice occurs is established by this state's Supreme Judicial Court, and that is dismissal of the indictment in its entirety. And it is not enough, and I'll be surprised if I don't hear it today, but something suggests, based on the moving papers that we just got from Ms. McLaughlin and Mr. Lally, are, well, Your Honor, we didn't know. We didn't know about the text messages. We didn't know about Proctor. We didn't know about Lank. All that stuff was revealed through the federal grand jury. It doesn't matter that Ms. McLaughlin individually didn't know, or Mr. Lally can say, I claim ignorance, I didn't know either. It's enough that an arm of their institution, law enforcement, they knew, and that was their job to tell the truth. That was their job not to fool or distort the Commonwealth. I'm sorry, the grand jurors. With that, Your Honor, thank you for the time, and I'll submit.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lally, we're going to start with 10 minutes. If you need more, you need to tell me.
Sure.
And thank you, Your Honor. No, I think 10 minutes should be fine. I know the court has taken painstaking detail to go through all the material that's submitted, so I'll be as brief as I can. Essentially, the defendant, as the court is aware, doesn't challenge the grand jury presentation on the McCarthy grounds or probable cause standard Defendant motions challenges under Odell. Odell essentially states dismissal of an indictment on impairment of the grand jury proceedings requires proof of three elements, as the court is well aware. One, that the Commonwealth knowingly or recklessly presented false or deceptive evidence to the grand jury. Secondly, that the evidence was presented for the purpose of obtaining an indictment. And three, that the evidence probably influenced the grand jury's decision to indict. None of which I would submit the defendant has met their burden with reference to any of those three elements. Just addressing sort of the overarching themes of the defendant's motion. The defendant challenges, as he just stated, the testimony of Canton Police Sergeant Lank and his testimony attributing statements to the defendant that were made in the aftermath of Mr. O'Keefe's body being discovered in a purported deception of Sergeant Lank's relationship with the Albert family. Trooper Proctor's purported false and deceptive statements throughout the course of his testimony, and the Commonwealth's failure to elicit a purported inconsistent statement of Christopher Albert, and the Commonwealth's failure to impeach Julie Albert's testimony. Your Honor, simply put, none of these issues or stated malfeasance actually occurred before this grand jury. As it relates to Sergeant Lank, I mean, we're talking about what the defendant submits as an attachment is an incident from almost 20 years ago, which doesn't involve anyone who was at the house at 34 Fairview Road on the night when Mr. O'Keefe died. The statements that Sergeant Lank is attributing to the defendant were not only testified to by Sergeant Lank, and they're testified not in a deceptive manner. They're testified to by Sergeant Lank in the sense of he indicated he spoke to officers who had preceded his arrival. All of those officers also testified before the grand jury. All of those members who received statements from the defendant essentially indicating that she did it, that doesn't just come from one source. That comes from at least 5 different witnesses, 3 of them paramedics with the Canton Fire Department. Counsel posits the question of why didn't Brian Albert come out of the house? No one did. Not only out of that house, but any house. It's clearly visible in the grand jury exhibits. You have the cruiser camera footage from Officer Saraf, as far as no one else in the neighborhood coming out of the house, as well as testimony from a number of different witnesses that were there and present on that morning in the dark, in a blizzard at the time that Mr. O'Keefe is found. Counsel wants to say that the Commonwealth is asking the court or everybody to sort of look the other way when it comes to these things. What I would submit is that's exactly what the defendant is doing. Look the other way, defense by obfuscation. It's essentially, it's a 3-card monte trick, card trick on the corner on the side. Look at all of this, look at this relationship, look at that relationship, conflating these relationships, sort of the distortion that I would say between what exists in social media realm and what exists in reality. That if you know someone, that automatically means that you're best friends with them, every single one of their siblings, every single person that they've ever met or socialized with. One social interaction, transforms into a long-standing 20-year relationship, all of those things. And what the defense is obfuscating from is the overwhelming evidence that was presented to this grand jury from a multitude of sources, 42 separate witnesses, 56 exhibits, over 1,400 pages of transcripts, which clearly demonstrate and indicate that the defendant, Karen Reed, killed John O'Keefe. But they don't want you to look at that. They want you to look at who texted who when and what they said and what was asked and what was promised. In reviewing the materials provided by the U.S. Attorney's Office, a couple things that I would note is, number one, they have no idea how much of a percentage of the totality of the federal materials we have. I don't know if we have 5%, 50%, 90%. I have no idea. The other part that's confounding is that it appears that these materials are materials from the state prosecution were provided to the U.S. Attorney's Office by Mr. Yannetti or by the defendant or by defense counsel. And again, what I don't know is how much of a percentage of the total discovery from the state case was actually given and provided to the U.S. Attorney's Office in which to conduct their investigation. But it's clear from the investigation that they extensively investigated the facts and circumstances that led to Mr. O'Keefe's death. In sum, what I would submit, just as Mr. McLaughlin stated on the last date, these materials are largely consistent with the Commonwealth's theory of the case. There is no suggestion of a third-party culprit, no suggestion of cover-up of evidence, no suggestion from the 13 civilians witnesses' testimony that we've received or transcripts of that testimony. All of them confirmed that Mr. O'Keefe never entered 34 Fairview Road. All of it was absolutely no animosity between the individuals at the Waterfall Bar or at 34 Fairview residence. There was no fight. There was no dog attack. There was no eyewitness to the circumstances that led to Mr. O'Keefe's death. Witnesses also testified consistent. A year later, they testified in the state grand jury in the spring of 2022, largely in the spring of 2022, and then largely in the spring of 2023 before the federal grand jury. And their testimonies are largely consistent with the defendants making declarative statements that she did it, not a question mark at the end, but clear definitive statements on scene, that she had discussed the damage to her taillight prior to leaving Mr. O'Keefe's home on the morning of January 29th. You have a number of different statements that were alluded to by Mr. Jackson in regard to texts between from Trooper Proctor's phone. Of note, there are no text messages between Trooper Proctor's phone and Julie Albert's phone, except for two no-content text messages, one from June 21st, 2020, and one from September 1st of 2020. There is a discussion between Trooper Proctor and his sister because Julie Albert had provided childcare in a pinch on several occasions for Trooper Proctor's sister. Trooper Proctor also testified that Julie Albert never did that for him, never watched his kids, never had looked after his children. That essentially never happened. Lastly, get to the Google search, and I would agree with counsel in the sense that it's really no longer open for debate. But I'm not really sure why we're still even talking about this or why this is still a topic that they're pushing. Essentially, what we have is, yes, what counsel mentions is there is one expert who was given two extractions, presumably provided by defense counsel, that indicates from that particular FBI expert that the searches were done at 2-something in the morning. What counsel neglects to sort of raise and stress with the court is that there's a separate, and I forget exactly what it stands for, but an RCFL analysis of the phone in which through both Axiom and through Celebrite, and that conclusion of that expert is that the searches occurred when Ms. McCabe testified they occurred because the defendant asked her to conduct those searches at 6:23 and 6:24 in the morning. Really, the argument stops at the point of it's not, we didn't do our job to get the Cellbrite version that shows that information did not exist at the time of the grand jury. So I'm not really sure how the Commonwealth is supposed to run something through a Cellbrite version that isn't in existence at the time the grand jury is conducted. It's a subsequent version in which their expert, Mr. Green, finds these purported search without looking at the cache files, without looking at the DB list, without looking at the SQLite database, without looking at the wall file. All of which was done not only by Trooper Garino, an independent expert named Jessica Hyde, which counsel has all of them, as well as the senior technical analyst from Cellbite itself, a man named Mr. Whiffen. Counsel's had this report for months at this point. And essentially, Mr. Whiffen is essentially the person who creates the software that all of these experts are using. And his definitive opinion indicated in his report is that Ms. McCabe conducted those searches at 6:23 and 6:24 in the morning. So I would agree with counsel that it's really no longer up for debate. I think we just disagree as to the conclusions of that. But based on the totality of the evidence and what I would submit as the overwhelming evidence that was presented to this grand jury, all of these sort of individual parsing of stated malfeasance simply doesn't even come close to sustaining the burden under Odell. And for that reason, I would ask that the court deny the motion to dismiss.
Okay. Do you want a few minutes, Mr. Jackson, to respond?
Very briefly.
Okay.
First of all, it's always interesting to hear an argument that suggests there's nothing to see here. That's exactly what Mr. Lally did yet again. He said, look the other way, look the other way. Oh, it's the defense that wants you to look the other way. We don't want you to look the other way, Your Honor. We want you to look directly at the evidence of the compromised relationships that Trooper Proctor had and hid. That's what we want the court to look at. He suggests, oh, well, there's just a couple of text messages. It's no big deal. The fact is, Your Honor, she really hit him. She really hit him with the car. Let's remember, she really hit him. And these text messages, they mean nothing. We're talking about the integrity of a sitting grand jury and the presentation before that grand jury. What Mr. Lally now has in his possession, but he didn't mention, now that he says, oh, well, she killed him. Let's just get on with it. She killed him. He's already tried and convicted her in his mind and tried to do it in this courtroom. Doesn't quite work that way. Now Mr. Lally has in his possession another thing from the feds that we didn't have access to. The federal investigators hired, independent of us, we had no idea, and independent of the Commonwealth, hired a professional reconstructionist, 3 PhDs, to look into exactly this issue. Did Karen Reed's car, did her SUV make contact with John O'Keefe? And their conclusion to a person was his injuries were inconsistent with the damage on the car. The damage on the car was inconsistent with having made contact with John O'Keefe's body. In other words, the car didn't hit him, and he wasn't hit by the car. Period. Full stop. That's their independent expert, not ours, not somebody on our payroll like Mr. Whiffen or one of their experts or Trooper Guarino, who's an arm of the agency. This is an independent federal government witness or series of witnesses who say unequivocally that car did not hit John O'Keefe, and John O'Keefe was not hit by that car. But he didn't mention that. Second, he argued that the texts were not, these aren't texts between Julie Albert and Michael Proctor. These are texts between his family members. And then he mentions these 2 texts that had no content. What are the chances that Michael Proctor sent Julie Albert texts with no content? Your Honor, it's not that they didn't have content, it's that it couldn't be recovered, which sometimes happens. But we do have evidence that they were in fact in communication with each other as early as 2020. And with regard to the 2:27 a.m. search, it's not a 3-card Monty. It's not a shell game or whatever other fanciful thing Mr. Lally wants to suggest that it is, as he tap dances his way around this. He says that our expert, Rick Green, didn't look at the SQLite database. Yeah, Mr. Lally, reread his report. Yes, he did. He didn't look at the wall file. Yeah, Mr. Lally, reread his report. Yes, he in fact did. And he's the one that found the 2:27 a.m. search. And with regard to the Regional Computer Forensics Lab, that's the definition he couldn't remember. What they actually said was, because Mr. Lally got this wrong too, what they actually said was, yes, there was a 6:23 and a 6:24 search. And there was a 2:27 a.m. search as well. All 3 of those searches existed in the phone, Jennifer McCabe's phone, and it's not up for debate. That wasn't presented to the grand jury. The information that we've been talking about today wasn't presented to the grand jury. We're talking about the integrity of a proceeding. He doesn't get to convict my client by standing up here and pounding the table and saying, oh, she did it, she hit him. So let's just all get on with it and deny this motion. We're talking about the integrity of what is the foundation of Massachusetts' judicial system. And that integrity was compromised, that integrity was impaired. And it demands that justice be done. And that justice is in the hands of this court. We ask this court to do what the evidence dictates, do what the law dictates, and that is dismiss this indictment. That is the only way justice will be found in this case. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Ms. Giannetti, are you all set?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
So the same time, and let's see how you do with it.
We believe our witnesses. They are telling the truth. Karen Reed is guilty. Any suggestion to the contrary is a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. Can you imagine a district attorney with a sworn duty to do justice and respect the presumption of innocence issuing such a statement in a pending case?
Before August 25th of 2023, I could not. Yet that was the message of Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey to potential jurors in this case on that date. I've been practicing criminal law as both a prosecutor and a defense attorney for over 30 years now. Never have I seen such unethical conduct from a prosecutor. I know of at least one law professor who used Mr. Morrissey's statement in his class to teach his law students how a prosecutor should not act. Another member of the bar has already reported Mr. Morrissey's conduct to the BBO. And now we are here with a motion to disqualify Mr. Morrissey from further prosecuting this case because he has a personal interest in the outcome. Your Honor, this court should grant our motion to disqualify. And at the outset, I note that we've also moved for sanctions, dismissal of these indictments as a result of his misconduct. But we have so many additional grounds for dismissal as a result of the material provided to both sides by the federal authorities that we will be filing a further motion to dismiss for extraordinary governmental misconduct. My co-counsel has spoken to that previously. To the extent that the court entertains our motion for sanctions, specifically dismissal, as a result of his egregious...
Can I just interrupt there and ask you, are these going to be the same motion essentially?
No. There's information and evidence that's been provided by the federal authorities which deals with the egregious conduct of both the district attorney and his investigators and the police. That will be the subject of a separate motion, Your Honor.
So I thought that was going to be your supplemental memo to this motion. It sounds like it's the same issue, Mr.
No,
Kennedy.
it's not. And what I'm saying to the court is I have limited time.
When I interrupt you, I stop the time.
Well, I appreciate that. But even with that, Your Honor, the focus of my argument is going to be on the disqualification as opposed to the dismissal. I've submitted papers on the dismissal. I will rest on those papers with regard to that issue. That's my only point.
All right. So when you file the other motion, I need you to include in your memo how that's different specifically from this.
Understood.
Not just the remedy, but how the basis of
Understood.
it is different.
Understood.
All right. So I'm going to start you again from scratch. Go right ahead.
I appreciate it. Well, Your Honor, this case admittedly has been an unusual one for a district attorney to deal with. The district attorney's office is not accustomed to a criminal defendant fighting back in the way we have prior to trial. What usually happens when the prosecution brings charges is they detail the allegations at an arraignment in court, and as a result their narrative and theory of the case becomes widely reported, while the defendant and the defense team remain relatively quiet. After arraignment, moreover, the media typically lose interest and wait until a trial or potential resolution of the case before they start reporting on the case again. And in this way, the district attorney's office is quite accustomed to always controlling the narrative in pending cases, at least until the defense makes an opening statement at trial. And as long as the prosecution gets to control the narrative in the press, they have no problem with what's being reported. But of course, this case has been different. Their control of the narrative did not last very long here. In our view, it became clear very early on in this case that their narrative was wrong. Their theory of the case was wrong. Their allegations did not fit with the evidence that we fought so hard and for so long to get access to over 2 long years. So along the way, we spoke out about our findings of exculpatory evidence, mostly within this courtroom, but occasionally outside. The DA was not used to that and apparently didn't like it because they initially sought the extraordinary remedy from this court of trying to gag the defense from exercising our First Amendment rights to discuss a client who at all times is presumed to be innocent. And as you know, they filed that motion on June 9th of 2023, and it didn't work. The court denied the motion, specifically ruling that any statements attributed to counsel could generally be characterized as responses to the accusations against Ms. Reed and are therefore permitted under the rules. When you made that ruling, though, Your Honor, you admonished both sides that commenting on the credibility of witnesses would have a prejudicial effect on the proceeding. And at that point, we largely stopped making extrajudicial statements. By contrast, Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey, only 25 days after that court's ruling, instead decided to blatantly ignore this court's admonishment. DA Morrissey went off the rails, gave an unprecedented video statement to the media where he specifically vouched for the credibility of Commonwealth witnesses in violation of the rules of professional responsibility, in violation of this court's order. A member of the public issued a public records request, and we got this to show all of the media outlets that DA Morrissey made sure received his statement. Before any trial has occurred, he called the defense theory in this case, quote, a false narrative. Before any trial has occurred, he announced his opinion that nobody within the home at 34 Fairview participated in any murder or any cover-up. Before any trial, he vouched for the credibility of Commonwealth witnesses Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Albert. He announced that those witnesses were forthcoming. In other words, truthful. Before any trial has occurred, DA Morrissey announced that the defense theory is, quote, a desperate attempt to reassign guilt, end quote. Given those broad statements of Mr. Morrissey's opinion that Karen Read is guilty, can you believe that the DA in their opposition to this motion had the audacity to claim that DA Morrissey's words were narrowly tailored to the harassment of witnesses? It goes without saying, but your words are not narrowly tailored if you're a prosecutor vouching for the credibility of witnesses, particularly after a judge told you not to do that. Your words are not narrowly tailored if you're announcing to the public that you've already assigned guilt to a criminal defendant before trial. A desperate attempt to reassign guilt. DA Morrissey announced to every potential juror in Norfolk County, not that someone charged with a crime is innocent until proven guilty. The words innocent until proven guilty never came out of his mouth. Instead, he announced his office had already assigned guilt to Karen Read. So in his view, when she fought back by reasserting her right to be presumed innocent, he deemed that a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. Never, in over 30 years of practice, have I ever witnessed an elected DA so blatantly violate the rules of professional responsibility. Never have I witnessed an elected DA trample on the constitutional rights of a criminal defendant who enjoys the presumption of innocence. And I do have some perspective in this area. I had the privilege of spending the first 10 years of my career as an assistant district attorney in Middlesex County. I had the privilege of working with and for some of the finest DAs this Commonwealth has ever seen, from Scott Harshbarger to my mentor, Tom Riley, to Martha Coakley, Jerry Leone, Marion Ryan. In addition, I worked with some of the finest Massachusetts state troopers acting as homicide investigators, men and women I respect for their integrity and prowess as ethical investigators. In a million years, I could not imagine any of my former colleagues and bosses making such a statement. They were professionals with ethics and a humble respect for the awesome power they possessed as public prosecutors. So for those reasons, in some ways, it pains me to have to file a motion like this. But DA Morrissey, through his poor and unethical decision-making, to release a video statement designed to prejudice potential jurors against my client, has forced my hand. So the question then becomes, why did he do this? Why did he take such a personal interest in this case, such that he would take the unprecedented, and that's his word, unprecedented step of vouching for Commonwealth witnesses? Why would he take the unprecedented step of denigrating the defense theory to potential jurors? The unprecedented step of announcing to the public that Karen Read is guilty? Why would he trample over the presumption of innocence and announce that we're trying to reassign the guilt that he's already assigned to her? Well, on December 4th of 2023, we began to learn why. That was when the DA released to us correspondence he had had with the U.S. Attorney's Office, which dated back to May of 2023. That correspondence revealed that federal authorities were investigating this case. And it's worth noting, they only released those to us once Fox 25 had succeeded in a public records request, and they knew what they had kept hidden was going to be revealed. And once we got those letters, we learned why they wanted them hidden. We learned that in May of 2023, the DA's office knew there was a federal investigation. They did not reveal that knowledge to the defense. In fact, on June 12th of 2023, the acting U.S. attorney specifically told the DA's office they could reveal the existence of this federal investigation to us, but they didn't. They kept it secret. And then worse, Your Honor, on December 4th of 2023, the district attorney's office provided a false notice of discovery to this court and to the defense. In that notice of discovery, they claimed they had received no confirmation that any witnesses had testified before a federal grand jury. We now know that was a lie. We know it's a lie because 7 months earlier, DA Morrissey wrote that multiple state witnesses had received subpoenas. We know that was a lie because now that we've got the information from the feds, Nicole Albert testified before a federal grand jury that she participated in a group conference call with Jennifer McCabe, Matt McCabe, Brian Albert, ADA Lally, and victim witness advocate Stephen Nelson, a group conference call before she testified before the federal grand jury in July of 2023. We also know it was a lie because he wrote in his letter, and I quote, "We have confirmed that witnesses testified before the federal grand jury." Yet 7 months later, the DA's office tells this court that it had received no confirmation. That is outrageous. We are outraged that he lied to us. This court should be outraged that DA Morrissey lied to you. In a prior hearing in this case, I argued to this court that the letters back and forth confirmed that DA Morrissey believed that he personally and his office in general was being targeted by the U.S. Attorney's Office. I chose my words carefully. I never said he received a target letter. The existence of a target letter is irrelevant. The inquiry is, what does the DA know and believe? And he revealed in those letters what he knew and believed. He revealed that he believed that U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins had a personal animus against him. He wrote, quote, "She's made no secret of her personal animosity towards me." He also wrote that the head of the public corruption unit at the U.S. Attorney's Office may be personally retaliating against him and targeting him because his wife was unhappy with the way the Norfolk DA treated her. He wrote, in short, that he knew, felt, and believed that he and his office were being targeted. Now, why is that important? It's important because of the immense power that a prosecutor has. It is important because we need an unbiased prosecutor with no vested interest in the case to try to administer justice based on the evidence and not based on any personal interest in a case. It is important because, in the words of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Robert H. Jackson, quote, "We must have assurance that those who wield this power will be guided solely by public responsibility."
So I just want to tell you, you've gone over your time. I see you're reading, so you have some idea on how much longer you have. How much longer do you have with that?
Probably about 3 minutes, Judge.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Indeed, Your Honor, Justice Jackson practically spoke to DA Morrissey from the grave. The prosecutor has more control over life, liberty, and reputation than any other person in America. His discretion is tremendous. He can have citizens investigated, and if he is that kind of person, he can have this done to the tune of public statements and veiled or unveiled intimations. Or the prosecutor may choose a more subtle course and simply have citizens' friends interviewed. Prosecutor can order arrests, present cases to a grand jury in a secret session, and on the basis of his one-sided presentation of facts can cause the citizen to be indicted and held for trial. Well, while the prosecutor at his best is one of the most beneficial forces in our society, when he acts with malice or other base motives, he's one of the worst. In his own words, DA Morrissey revealed he has an interest in this case that goes beyond the interests of justice. He revealed that he knew that his office was being unfairly targeted and investigated. And it doesn't matter if his belief or knowledge was right or wrong. It's only important that he believes it. And this means he has a personal interest in getting Karen Reed convicted. If he can use whatever means he has at his disposal to convict her, and he succeeds, that would vindicate him and harm the federal investigation of his office. On the other hand, if she's found not guilty, as we expect she will be, he knows that he and his office will remain in the crosshairs of the federal investigation. And it's important to note, Your Honor, both sides have been made aware multiple times that as we have this hearing today, that federal investigation is still open. They've called most of the Commonwealth's witnesses to testify, but they're not done. DA Morrissey has an interest in this case not to do justice, but to win. That's why he hid his knowledge of the federal investigation for 7 months. That's why he slow-walked discovery. That's why he gave a lengthy video statement saying Karen Reed is guilty. That's why he talked about our theory being a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. And perhaps that's why, in contravention of Judge Krupp's preservation order, DA Morrissey's office gave the go-ahead to Brian Albert and Brian Higgins to destroy or dispose of their phones. We only learned that because the federal authorities revealed that in their investigation. And I'm just about ready to end. The DA also, as my colleague has indicated, I'm sorry, the FBI has confirmed that Jennifer McCabe Googled, how long to die in the cold at 2:27 in the morning. But what has not yet been mentioned is that 5 minutes before that, Brian Higgins and Brian Albert were calling each other at 2:22 in the morning on January 29th after previously testifying they were both asleep at that time. There was a lot of suspicious activity in the early morning hours of January involving the witnesses that Morrissey improperly announced to the public were telling the truth. We're getting to the bottom of it, and the truth will come out. But as we continue to defend her, Your Honor, like any criminal defendant, my client deserves a neutral, impartial prosecutor interested solely in justice, with no vested outcome in this case. And it's crystal clear we do not have that in Michael Morrissey. That is why he should be disqualified from this case. And that is why I urge you to do just that in the interests of impartial justice.
All right. Thank you very much. Who's arguing this? You, Mr. Lally? All right, so let's start with 10 if you need more.
Thank you, Your Honor. And again, I don't think I'm going to need much more than that. Again, I know the court has reviewed all the materials, and I know the court is well aware of the standard, and it's a standard which I would submit just simply hasn't been met here. To characterize counsel's actions in this particular proceeding with specific reference to the media and saying it's different, I think is minimization to the highest degree. Essentially, what the defendant is positing, or what counsel is positing in this motion, is that due to a recorded statement by the district attorney over 6 months ago, that impinges on her right to a fair trial, or it impinges, shows some sort of deleterious motive on behalf of the district attorney in the handling of this case. The statement, as the district attorney indicated in it, was in response to an extraordinary degree of relentless and really relentless harassment and intimidation of nearly every witness associated with this case, which included a July 22nd rolling rally of nearly 100 people traveling to witnesses' homes and calling them murderers. That is largely what this was in response to, and is in complete conformity with Massachusetts Rules of Professional Conduct 3.6b6 that permits an attorney to make a warning of danger concerning the behavior of a person involved when there is reason to believe that there exists a likelihood of substantial harm to an individual or to the public interest. It's also in conformity with Rule of Professional Conduct 3.6c, which allows for such statements to rebut the prejudicial effects of the defendant's and her counsel's misconduct. Now, again, I know the court has read through the Commonwealth's opposition, but just to highlight a few of those particular incidents. So yes, the July 31st, I believe, was the ruling in regard to the, for lack of a better term, a gag order. And I think it's been somewhat inappropriately or just patently falsely represented to this court in public what that ruling said. It indicated that the statements of counsel arguably crossed the line of permissibility under Rule 3.6, and that meaning defense counsel. That the inflammatory statements about the Commonwealth and witnesses, particularly by Attorney Jackson, appear to have fueled much of the publicity in this case. And that's a quote from the court's ruling. And that the defense counsel did not have carte blanche to speak with the media, and going forward, defense counsel should ensure that their statements are limited in conformity with the rules. And it denied the Commonwealth's request for that gag order at this time, denying it without prejudice. And then Mr. Giannetti wants to get up here and say that they largely stopped making extrajudicial statements after the court's ruling. And so I guess largely stopping would then include August 22nd, the day before the district attorney's statement, a ABC News broadcast in which Mr. Yannetti and Mr. Jackson were featured for a 9-minute, 37-second segment, in which Attorney Jackson indicated that pieces of taillight were planted after the fact, that the victim walked into the house. I think he was confronted, was likely brought down to the basement. I think the confrontation got physical and he was beaten to a point of unconsciousness, that he had defensive wounds, bruises on the back of his hands, largely of which is all not only not true, but directly contradictory to the vast amount of evidence that has been turned over in this case. Mr. Jackson then went on to continue that this was a cover-up, and indicating that John was murdered inside that house, his body was placed outside. This also continued into September. September 17th, the defendant, traveling with Attorney Jackson, Attorney Little, and a woman believed to be a television news producer, to the victim's home, to Mr. O'Keefe's home, in direct violation of her conditions of release, where she has to stay away from, as well as other places of interest and sort of tour around the town of Canton. When balancing the amount of public and prejudicial statements made by the defendant and her counsel, the Commonwealth would suggest that then characterizing the district attorney's statement from over 6 months ago, threatening her right to a fair trial, is simply a position that's just untenable. Now, in context, as far as those particular statements, those particular actions go, as the court is well aware, there is a significant history between this defendant, Mr. Yannetti, Mr. Jackson, and the social media blogger, Mr. Kearney, who's now been indicted for intimidation of witnesses in this case. And with reference to that, there is a significant, despite public indications to the contrary, that indications from Mr. Kearney's phone, which was seized, is that there is a precipitous amount of phone communications, indications of communications between Mr. Kearney and Ms. Reed on a signal messaging app, an encrypted app, as well as, I believe, about 189 phone calls over a span of a few months. And that's just what's indicated or contained in the phone. There is also, going back to the spring of 23, direct communications between Mr. Kearney and Mr. Yannetti and Mr. Kearney and Mr. Jackson. They went out to lunch with Mr. Kearney following a court date in May of 2023. And this is a person who counsel in the memo seems to want to distance themselves from, based, I'm presuming, on subsequent indictments. But the truth is in the phone. The phone doesn't lie as far as those communications are concerned, as far as those communications between counsel and between the defendant in this particular case. So to say that this is a different case, again, I would suggest is a large minimization of what actually has transpired here. Lastly, what I'll say in reference to the federal grand jury, what is also clear from the federal grand jury is that this was an investigation which was initiated by the defendant and Mr. Yannetti. So to claim that he was in the dark or didn't know about this federal investigation, every bit of discovery that the federal government has from the state case was provided by Mr. Yannetti. Nothing was asked for from the Commonwealth. Nothing was asked for from the district attorney's office, the state police. So again, what I was intimating before in reference to the motion to dismiss, I have no idea what they have seen or what they haven't seen, how much of the file, how much of the discovery or anything else. It's all sort of been provided and colored by Mr. Yannetti. And this goes back to November of 2022. So to then claim that you were sandbagged or didn't know about an investigation that you initiated over a year before until late in December of 2023 is, I think, disingenuous, disingenuous would be about the nicest term that I can come up with for that. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Yannetti, a short rebuttal, I guess, or a short comment.
I would just add, Your Honor, that the focus of Mr. Lally's argument was on everything except for Mr. Morrissey's conduct. Just like it doesn't matter if Mr. Morrissey and his office are actually targets of an investigation, it's only what he knew and believed. Similarly, with regard to his conduct in keeping secret the existence of a federal investigation, it doesn't matter whether we knew about it or not. It's the fact that Morrissey knew, kept it secret for 7 months, and didn't reveal it to the defense until the media got access to those letters. And with that, I would rest.
Okay. Thank you. So I do have a question. Did you file the Rule 17 motions already, or do you expect to file them later today?
We will be filing them by the close of business today.
Okay, and they're pretty much outlined in your previous motion, what you needed to file, or are there additional ones in your motion?
I believe they're outlined. Yeah, they're outlined, Judge.
Okay, I asked because Mr. Roach told me that on the March 20th date, the council wants it to be via Zoom. I'd prefer it not be, because with Rule 17, as you know, the record holders come into court and object. So I don't want you all to be on the screen. And Mr. Yannetti, certainly your local counsel. Mr. Jackson, if you want to be on the screen, you can. But I need somebody here.
I understood you, Ron. That's fine.
Okay?
That's fine.
It makes sense to me.
Yep. If I may just...
Yes.
Can I appear in person and have my client join me?
No, she has to be here.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Was there something else? Yes.
I would ask, may we approach just as the scheduling issues?
Okay.
We'll be quiet with Sean. What are we thinking? I mean, we've got to be a bit quiet because people have got their headphones right on loud.
Sure. What do you think?
I mean, overall, I just don't get. I just don't understand. Again, why is there even a trial?
Well, why did she limit these motions? She said, "I'm going to give you all day." So they they were handcuffed right from the beginning. They didn't give up all the bombs, I can tell you that. But they gave up enough. Just enough.
Heather. Well, we'll discuss it better in a little bit, but
sure, absolutely.
But I mean, there's enough bombs in there. There was enough in there.
Oh my God! Yes.
I'm trying to whisper, guys. Hello, Heather, by the way, just because some people have got their AirPods on loud. Oh, I'm just trying to be a little bit mindful.
They're not
okay, so
they're not that happy, the family. Paul's not happy. Look at him.
No, but I mean, you
can tell. Look at Karen. I mean, she's very laughing, smiling, very determined, very positive, very strong.
Jeez. I mean, she's so happy.
Listen, they got caught. They didn't give up half the stuff. They gave up enough. They got caught. Remember I told you about reality and theory?
Yeah.
Kevin now knows. The reality is, for the reconstruction, that car never hit John. John never hit that car. That's the difference between reality and theory. So, Kevin, if you're watching, that's the difference, my friend. That's the difference. You can take theory and take your Pakistani video and all the other crap that you have. You're done. It's over.
These cooks. These cooks. I keep saying the 228 or sort of 227 phone search doesn't happen. It's confirmed. It happened. Kevin, it happened. It's amazing.
You know,
Um, I,
and then the bombshell. Brian and Brian are talking. That's
yeah,
the bombshell. That's another bombshell. What are they talking about? Right? Did you make the phone calls, Higgins? Yeah, I made the phone call. Brian, Albert, I got everyone in place.
so, so just to confirm, DA Morrissey gave permission to Higgins and Albert to destroy their phones without being searched.
Well, what happened was Krupp initially said, preserve everything. We know now Higgins, well, I guess by this testimony, Higgins and Albert destroyed their phones. Thank God
Yeah.
they weren't, I mean, they weren't allowed to bring them in. They'd have no phones to bring in anyways.
There was two names. There were two names they gave us, and maybe if you don't remember, chat will. But who were the two defendants that called each other, but told the police they were sleeping?
That was Brian Higgins and Brian Albert. They were
Yeah,
speaking
thank
at
you, mate.
5 minutes before, so 2:22, before Jen McKay made that 2:20. Now it's confirmed. It's confirmed, right? So Kevin, you said way back in the beginning, if the 2:27 can be proved, it's done. So Kevin, pack your bags. It's over. You can go home now. Go do what you do because this is over now. This is over. The thing is, what people need to understand is that it is a high hurdle to get over this. I think it's the Bowden theory, the Bowden motion. So technically speaking, the Commonwealth is right. Okay, they didn't have the ability to know about this 227 search at the time that they went to the grand jury. So there's a few dicey things, but listen, in the totality of everything, she may not have the ability to dismiss the indictment based on this hearing because some of the things were not known at the time. But I think as the further we get down the road with these Rule 17 motions and the other part of the the extraordinary government misconduct, he said it clearly, the DA and their investigators. And the other thing, Nicole Albert testified that they had a group conference with Lally. Lally's in the middle of the conference. And they're all these witnesses are talking right before her grand jury. She admitted that. Proctor admitted that he minimized his relationship with the Alberts. Minimized. So then again,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all you're saying. Think about this: a 6-minute sidebar, and Jackson only gets 10 minutes to present his whole case.
That was really,
I want it.
you can see, I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing that came to my mind, she doesn't like Jackson because she allowed Yannetti way over his time. I can tell I was timing it way over it. Jackson, she held to it. I mean this is bogus. So Jackson had to do a soft shoe. He's going to say, okay, what do I address in 10 minutes? He was handcuffed right from the beginning. So anyways, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, you had a question, Mr. Jackson?
I did, Your Honor, just about the logistics of the trial, meaning days in trial, half days, 5 days a week, 4 days a week. I wanted to get some sort of sense so we can begin planning.
Okay, so we're going to go full days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, half days, Tuesday, Thursday.
Are the half days afternoon or half days morning?
Mornings. Okay, anything else right now?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, anything from the Commonwealth?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McDermott?
Judge, I just wanted to put on the record that I think I provided to everyone copies of that letter from Google. I just wanted to make sure, just put that on the record that I gave you copies of that. Thank you.
we received copies.
All right, great. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
I think we've given everyone a chance to turn the
Right.
volumes down.
Well,
And with
I
Jay
don't know.
Burke, which is a joke.
It is. I mean, they were handcuffed right off the bat.
It's disappointing to see this because, especially coming into it, like, I don't know Aunt Bev. I've not covered all these things, right? I don't know her at all. But to hear her last time, I had confidence in the sense she said, however long this takes, morning till noon, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., doesn't matter. We'll cover everything. So to come in and just have what we've had today,
Yeah,
it's
I'm very
not good.
disappointed. I'm disappointed. I really am. I mean, like I said, but we did find out a little bit more, so that's a good thing. It is apparently right now the 227 search will be brought up, will be verified, has been verified by the FBI. No joke. Yeah, I'll go back. Want me to go back to SPU, CPU?
Yeah. See if
All
you
right,
could
let me
do
do
it.
this now. Here we go. Whoa. Oh, where's Tommy? Here he is. Live. Here we
Right, here
go.
we go. So
You on?
I removed that. You need to remove the other one first. I've removed you, but they will get it. This is. We'll go through your comments and we'll review it, guys. We'll just wait for Karen to come out.
Everything you thought it was and more. Let's hear it. Yeah, we know. I'll just take it over.
We'll do a breakdown after this of everything.
Sure.
How are you?
Might catch some.
Good job in there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My blind side. I know. Wasn't that good? Hello. Yeah, you're totally good. All good.
This is a good. I've always said some judges want to be famous, and she might want to be famous. So
She sees herself as Judge Alito. I know this. She wants to be trial. There's no doubt about this.
Yep.
what we'll do is once Karen comes out and she leaves, we'll go through everything.
5 million.
We
Remember
will.
that?
Yeah, we will. And I'd like to have a chat, give their impressions of what they thought too,
There we
because that's
go.
pretty good too, you know.
Oh, here comes Grant.
Jesus, look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go through it because you all want to see this. We'll wait to see this first, and then we'll go through it all. It's just more of a. We can't do two things. Hey, we're men. We can't do two things at once.
Yeah, I'm right there. Yeah. No kidding, huh?
Aunt Beva's IBS. Rick, maybe. Where's Jonathan? Hey, Jonathan's here. Jonathan, look what's behind Sean. Look what's behind him. Just for you. Jonathan, he brought that just for you. We put it up just for you, man.
I'm channeling my
Trump
inner
jumper.
Dylan Davis. I'm channeling.
There we are.
Hanging off of the, like Dylan has right there. Hopefully, no one comes
There
through
we
the
are.
door, he'll fall down.
I just love Jonathan, so I love that. Like he's part of this now. So, all right, hang on. Oops. You need women to keep you all in check. Do you know what? When people say women rule the world, I'm all over it. You got to remember, I'm not married, right? I'm not married, but I got a mother, I got a sister, and I got 4 nieces. So let me just tell you now, I know my place. I know my place. I sat at the bottom of that totem pole. They've all got me wrapped around their little fingers, as they should. Jonathan says he's got his Trump hat on. Can't go wrong putting on display for everyone. And she does. Erin does as well. The Hackster, she does keep me in line as well. Actually, all women in my life keep me in line.
Yeah.
Shout out to Top CPU as well. Please go follow him. What a great
Missy
guy
on the
he
way
is.
in. Trying to be. Well, I'm single, so you know. Single man.
Also, Sean, just so you know, yesterday we had our 1-year anniversary yesterday, and today we just passed 5,000 subscribers as
You're
of
the
just
man.
now.
That's beautiful. You're the
So
man.
thank you to Sean, and thank you to you all in chat as well.
That's awesome.
Over 5,000. Took me a year, 1 day to get 5,000 subscribers. So shout out.
Yep.
Never thought that would happen. So
Good.
shout
How
out
are you,
to
my
you.
dear?
Thank you.
Good. Good seeing you again.
Fuck, I need a cough. Thought it was adorable.
Yeah.
Full stream, yes.
Sorry about that. I
You
turned it
here.
down. Turned it off.
No, that's all good. Here and there, that make faces occasionally, but usually. Nice. Huh? Let's go, Carol.
I wonder what Berkey's
Good
doing.
morning, everyone. Thank you, fat ass
What's
nurse.
Berkey doing today? Anyone know?
Where else do you get to call sort of fat ass nurse? Good place. Los Angeles couldn't wait for this year in the last day. Then I woke up and Jackson was given 10 minutes. What? Rick, we're with you, brother. We're with you, Rick. Absolute disgrace. Thank you, Jesus Freak. Jesus Freak, and we love it. Wait, YouTube is a great place where you get so many people with creative names. Jesus Freak. I love it. How are you, Jonathan? Just interesting, Turtle Boy, the FBI. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why are you talking about Turtle Boy in this? Ridiculous. Thank you, Nanya. Okay, I'll put that up. Thing is, Tony, I think what he's going to say is they just didn't have time to go through it all. They've submitted it all to Aunt Bev, but they don't have time because they only have 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Slap with some sort of sexual harassment. Shoot. Absolutely. Thank you to Joey. Joey, I love your work, Joey. I don't just say that, but I love you on Twitter. I genuinely do. Always love your tweets. How does Bev set expectation that they all have all day? The defense prepares for all day, and then she pulls a rug out there from there, and that they have 10 minutes. She didn't want Jackson dropping bombs. I mean, yeah. I think the defense, Sean, had so much info today, but I think the Commonwealth had, well, they had nothing. They talk about Turtle Boy.
I think she said that, of course, the defense and Commonwealth had to prepare their motions in writing, so she knew what they were going to say.
Yeah.
Which say it was 50 pages.
So everyone that's complaining about the stairs,
50 pages.
okay, this is why I'm at the stairs.
You really did hamstring them big time. And it's a shame, but guess what? I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. And there'll be more that will come up.
Yeah, I got them over
So
there
there
too.
will be more that will come up.
So I'm actually in
No
a
doubt.
little spot right here. So
I'll message you, Erin. I'll message you. I know I did celebrate. I did celebrate. I just didn't do anything for it. But that all days to be real. And it goes back to what Tony was saying here. Sean, why didn't they mention that Morrissey knows Higgins and Brian Albert? They were at the Campbell's tree for a time when they were together. It's probably because they submitted it, I imagine, in
Well, I
writing
mean,
anyway.
Well, they're going to know him anyways because, let's face it, even myself, when I worked in Springfield, I knew the district attorney, all right? I mean, as a law enforcement officer, you're going to be, this is what you do. You present cases to your respective DA or AUSA, all right? So, I mean, that's not really much of a problem for me. The problem for me, and what came out, is the fact that we know now, consciousness of guilt. Brian, Albert and Higgins destroyed their phones. We know that now. You know how we know that? Because the FBI knows how they did it. All right? They know how they did it. The other part, the collusion that Nicole Albert admitted to, the group conference call with Lally in the middle. All right, he, I can imagine, was probably giving some kind of judicial advice to a witness in a federal grand jury. I can imagine that might be another reason to sanction these people. What are you doing here? This is crazy.
Yeah, and we'll go into that as well. It's fine. People asking if you introduce your dog. I'm not sure if your dog is there.
Oh, poor Star. Yeah, she's fine.
Poor Star.
I'll introduce you to her. I mean, she's I got two little ones outside, so, but Star's my baby. The two little ones are.
Oh, love it.
My wife Susanna's babies. So, but they're all my babies. I take care of them.
Yeah, that's good. All day long.
I mean, really, I'm upset. It's anticlimactic. It really is. I'm sure. But let's face it. If you look at the face of Paul O'Keefe versus the face of Karen Reed, I mean, it says it all. It says it all. Mrs. O'Keefe, she looked all horrible. What was that? I thought I saw a comment here. I'm going to. No, we're not defeated. We're not defeated at all. Are you kidding me? Listen, the 227 stands. That's huge. Okay, the 227 stands. How about this? The FBI. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, when you do an accident, well, we're getting into the video, right? But we'll rehash it again. With the FBI, they did their own reconstruction. This was the big fight the other night. The reconstruction. Reconstruction of an accident scene is not theory. It's based on evidence. It's based on technical terms, and they did it. Those people didn't. The whatever the hell they call them, the cars, that they didn't do it. They did not do it. So.
Again, we'll go through it. I know the wind's pretty strong out there, so we will again go through it all after we see Karen come up. But Megan, don't see any trolls in this chat. No, I mean
we'll go through it.
Do you know what? We
got plenty of time now.
Yeah, we'll go through it. Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
In no way, shape, or form. This is a victory today. This is a victory. I can't wait to see the spin. I really cannot wait to see the spin. Really.
And that means everyone that testified lied. He was at the house.
I like getting the overhears from the crowd. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to it, and that's good.
I don't know if I have. My mother got it for me in July. And it changes color. Tom, check out my turtle.
No,
Just look at it.
no one's talking to
And
Grant.
I will give a good shout out to Lana as well, because I always mention Olivia, but Lana's fantastic as
Oh
well
my God.
on Twitter.
Absolutely.
She's fantastic.
My lucky turtle from
Absolutely.
Hawaii.
So,
It is
and
lucky
Alyssa, and there's a handful of them that I literally watch. I never watched it.
What?
I read all the time.
You talk about the Cadbury ad.
Are you asking me to punch you in the face? Is that what you said? I can't hear you. What? What are you saying?
You're a punk bitch.
That's what I thought.
He's saying 227 happened.
They can't. They have nothing now. They get a.
By a car and the
They,
car never hit a
they get a
body.
fake screenshot. They got nothing.
Yeah, the overhears are great. Look at Peter Murphy.
Peter!
Look at this guy.
Hey, he's a rock star. He's a rock star.
Overnight hero. He's an overnight success. Look at this guy. Look at him.
He's a rock star.
Look at him. That's my man.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Any comment? Any comment?
God. Oh. Good job.
Aaron has a power suit on today. It's a power suit right there. Oh, good. They do have a police officer escort. That's nice.
Nice job, Brooke. Nice
Ted
job.
Daniels, Watch 25.
How did you feel today? Exceptionally well. Yeah, fine.
Good job, guys. We're all proud of you. You did a great job today. Great job.
I think it's appropriate that they had an escort. Absolutely.
It should.
Yeah. Especially, yeah. I mean,
What did you ask?
Just ask him more information about how he expects the judge to rule and how he thought things went.
Okay, thank you.
come over. Come here.
I'm a rock star, okay? Get the porn star over.
A half hour
Yeah.
with an open path, and everybody just jumps in front of it. I can't even take a picture.
Yeah.
Let's see you put BLFA.
I went,
Star, what are you
they'll
doing?
just come running
Yeah.
at
They
me.
went kind of
I'm like,
quick
can you
too.
just clear a path?
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to get through so I could get up here, so I wouldn't be in the way, and I couldn't get through. That would actually, because then you'll get it coming at you.
Yeah. But they were all still walking in front of her in the crosswalk.
Come on, guys. You want to come in? Come on. Come on in. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye, my dear. See you later, bud. I'll catch you next time. Have a good day. Have a great day. Good seeing you. I was like, you weren't here. I'm like, oh my God, that's a problem. Everybody, stop. I'm just scaring me, all right?
Okay, this is number one. This is Princeton. This is Princeton, right? He's the number one dog for Mrs. McDonough.
Hang on.
There's number one. He's a Shih Tzu, and he was the first puppy. All right. All right, now. Here, come here. This is his half sister. This is Princeton's half sister, same mother, but she's a Shih Tzu. The father's a poodle. This is Paris. And then come here, Star. Come on, come with Daddy.
You know, just for
Yeah. Now this is my
all the
baby.
women.
This is Star. This is Daddy's baby right here. All right. All the kids.
You just all the women in the chat that's like gushing now. They're like, oh, so cute. They love it. They love dogs. Love puppies.
I'm telling you, they make my day. They really do. So
They keep you
anyway,
company's good.
they really
Right.
do. All right, here we go.
I got a question here. Right? I got a question here. So this is a question for you, Sean. Right.
Sure.
Also, if the dogs are barking, if the dogs are speaking, don't worry about it. Let it
No,
go.
no,
Everyone
right.
loves dogs. Everyone loves dogs, man. So don't worry about it. Boxer Brief. I fucking love this name. Boxer Brief is asking Sean. They didn't even get into the taillight yet. Can Bev really let this go to trial?
They didn't get into the taillight because. So here, this is what my understanding is. Like they're starting already. Like
It's all good.
she said, the bar was high. They want to dismiss the evidence that was presented to the grand. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
See all your comments here, guys. It's so good. So good. Fairy loves animals more than humans. I see you. See, Mexi, Texi, you're like, oh, hi, sweet baby. Is that me, Mexi? Hi, sweet baby. Is that towards? Hiya. Hi, Mexi. Is that me as well? So cute. Thank you, Erin. I know that's not meant for me, big old dog. Right. Yeah, you said you got a hoodie, can't read hoodie. I had I've got like a Welsh free can't read shirt, but it's supposed to arrive yesterday. It didn't arrive, so I was gutted. I got one of one free for high Karen Reed but it didn't come. But we'll go through some of the court dates now as well because that's coming up. It's interesting. 3 full days, 2 half days. That's interesting. For sure. Maybe that's why I thought so. Sorry to hear that, Rick. Sorry to hear that, my friends. Yeah, kisses and drinks. That's sort of Sean's sayings that he's got on his friends. His friend sells merch for that, Floor and Order and everything like that. I think it's Hot Commodities or something it's called. So I'm also waiting for him. My niece just brought me in some rich tea biscuits. Rich tea. Not my favourite kind of biscuits, but I'm hungry. It's been a busy day today getting lined up for this stream, so a little bit hungry. So yeah, we'll go through some of Sean's thoughts. We'll go through that, and then we'll go through your stuff as well. I think is it not the 28th or something of March? I've got some notes here. Yeah. 28th of March, hearing of motions in limine. March 28th. Sorry, sure, here we go.
I'm back.
So let's go back to the start. Let's go to the start. Obviously, first motion came up. What's your thoughts on that? I thought it was a
Well,
moment.
Like I was saying, obviously the judge knew exactly what Jackson and Yannette were going to say, and she threw him a curveball. So we're going to put 10 minutes. No attorney can speak for 10 minutes. No attorney. And when you put that much restriction on his motion to dismiss was more than 50 pages. I just hope they release the motion, but they won't. It's going to be it will be impounded forever. But anyways, so he had to make an audible, had to change the game plan, right? So he gave out enough, just enough to dangle out there, right? So, so he started down the road of how Proctor should have definitely recused himself from investigating this case. And they went deeper than just the stupid parties with Colin and Chris at the wedding. All right. There was more of a relationship. There was babysitting. There was drinking. Listen, I know there's a state trooper that was a former Canton cop that partied with Brian Albert at Brian's house with Michael Proctor. I know that. He's made that statement. And he said he should have recused himself just on that alone. And that's a state trooper, a very reliable you're muted. Are you muted? Okay, good. All right. So
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Very reliable guy. So he brought that up. So getting back, and listen, I don't have the terminology because this is a state thing. What I understand is that to dismiss the indictment, they weren't dismissing the charges because this was an indictment. And Yannetti and Jackson, or Jackson, want to say that the grand jurors were not given the right, all the information. Okay. Well, now the 227 search came after the indictment, right? So you really couldn't use that per se as a reason to dismiss the indictment because no one knew about that, right? Nobody, no search. So you figured January 29th, I guess the grand jurors were meeting over a course of 2 weeks, May, then they indict her in June. Anyways, I just don't know. I don't have all. I think the 227 came a full year after the grand jury indicted. So technically speaking, that's a high bar to suggest that the grand jury were given bad info. But the good news is he gave us a very good indication as to what the heck is going on. So anyways, that's a great thing. The collusion with Proctor and company, well, that's a pretty good excuse. Is it monumental in the scheme of things or what could have been brought out? No, right? The tampering of evidence is huge. Is that me? Was that me or you? I don't know where that came from.
It's fine though.
There's no one in this house, I can tell you right now. I don't know where that came from. Anyways. There's a baby. Is there a baby in the house?
Yeah, I've got a baby. She's 4 years old.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's fine. She's screaming back and forward. She's running back and forward.
Back 40 years. My babies are like 43, 41, and 39. Anyways. So,
That's fine.
And then what else was there? See, that I should have been taking notes. But he brought up, clearly, Lank. Let's talk about Lank, right? And the relationship. Lank was the first cop on the scene, right? We knew about the relationship, but that should have been brought up more to the grand jury. But listen, I think under the circumstances, the fact that Jackson was able to get out, the fact that the 227 was independently analyzed by the FBI. Now, listen, you're not going to get any better than the FBI. Coupled with Green, even coupled with Hyde, right? Listen, they found it. They found it. We always knew this was going to be a part of this case. Everyone in the world, like Dave McGrath said, there's no doubt that that search happened at 227. All right. That was never my hill, so to say. That's a huge admission. And then he comes back. See, this is the thing I love about these guys. When they come back to the podium, right after the government gets up, then he gives us the other bombshell where he says, and he said that, what did he say? He talked about Brian, right? Brian and Brian destroying their phones, right? That was like amazing. And and the fact that Brian and Brian were talking to each other at 2:22, 5 minutes before Jen made the call. See, so they know a lot more. Listen, they know a lot more than what. That's right, fat ass nurse. They know a lot more than they gave up today. All right, and the Commonwealth knows, and the judge knows. The judge knows it all. So this is kind of like a shell game. This was like an appetizer. This is like a French appetizer. You get little pieces, right? We didn't get the big pieces, but we got little pieces today. And of course, Yannetti, his whole thing was, and I'll talk about this, okay? My team developed several sources during the course of this whole thing. 2 good sources, independent of each other, which is great because they both corroborate each other without knowing each other. During the course of the summer, they were saying that the McAlberts, when they formulated this thing, were being led to the district attorney's office almost on every other day, led by Chris Albert, demanding, like after the rolling rally, demanding district attorney to make a statement, right? And the sources, right, were very close, and they said they were screaming matches between the families and Morrissey. Morrissey, I'm the DA, and you know what he said? I'm not allowed to make a statement. I'm not allowed. He's saying them to them, and they go back whatever the hell they have on him. He said, "You guys make a statement. You get up on the. You're not a part of the case. You're not being charged. You're not basically not witnesses. Get up, Chris. You be the band leader and have the people behind you. Whatever happened, it worked." And that was Morrissey's thing. I'm a district attorney. I'm not allowed to do that. That came directly from 2 different sources, right? As a matter of fact, the same sources that corroborated who was texting Kevin the other night when Kevin was pushing me on certain things. Those 2 sources said that Chris Albert was pushing Kevin real hard, very hard, to come at me. Well, you got him on the show. Ask him about this. Ask him about that. Don't give him credit. Push him hard. We got that. 2 different sources. Same sources that talked about the arguments at the DA's office, right? So, anyways, so that was another thing. But when Jackson came back and talked about, how about this? The car did not hit John, and John did not hit the car. These are bombshells. I'm muted? Who's muted? Oh, you are. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, people kept saying, "Can you mute yourself?" I'm muted. Sorry, I got kids in the back. I got a 1 4-year-old.
I can hear you.
But
I can hear you fine.
I muted myself. Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, Lally didn't have much of a comeback. He really didn't. Like Jackson said, he didn't have a comeback. Very weak. Listen, based on what I heard today, Auntie Bev is never going to dismiss this case, based on what I heard. She's going to probably say there's enough evidence to go forward. because she wants this case. She does. She's going to probably say, well, it's a jump ball for the 227. It's a jump ball whether, the relationship is that solid between Proctor and the Albert family. It's a jump. Well, I don't know how she's going to put the FBI doing an independent accident reconstruction based on evidence. That's not a jump ball. That's just the crux of the Commonwealth's case. That car did not hit John. If the car didn't hit John, who killed John? It's in the house, right? It's in the house. What we didn't hear today is who was the civilian witness that puts John in the house based on telephone data analysis, right? But I'm telling you, the fact that Brian Albert and Brian Higgins are talking to each other at 2:22 in the morning, that's huge. Especially when he testified falsely that he was asleep. Right? We knew, and listen, they didn't even touch upon the geofence, right? So Jackson and Eddie are masters. They're magicians. They really are. They give a little and they hold back a lot. And then the response from the government, this is what I like about doing this live, because we're on the mark. You're going to see the pundits later on tonight strip this down. But I got to tell you, they'll be all over this. They will be all over this, saying that, well, we have another page to turn now. We really do. In fact, it's the Commonwealth.
I'll be back. You keep going. I'll be back now.
All right, good. All right. So, in fact, the Commonwealth had such a weak response. So let me take a few. I don't have control of the highlighter here. Give me some questions. I'll start at the very bottom. No, you should not. Who's this? Emdo. You should not be surprised that the geofence good stuff was not mentioned, right? Because they were limited. He had to pick it. Oh, there you go. Look at her. Beautiful.
Do you want to come and say hello to Sean? Hello.
What's your name, darling?
What's
your name, darling?
Radi.
Ladi?
Yeah. Radi. Do you go hello?
Gradi. How about that?
Yeah, right. Do you go hello, Auntie Erin?
Hello.
She's a bit shy now. She likes to come on and say hello to people. So she's going to behave now, Sean. So anyway, she said hello to everybody, right? And she's gone now, right? So
very good.
Back to you, Sean.
So let me ask. There's Amy in Boston. All right. Can you put her question up, Amy in Boston, Dylan?
Yeah. Hang on.
There you go. Okay. Sean, question. Have you ever seen anything like this? Do you think if Karen Reed's case is dropped, that charges? Okay. First of all, no, I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen the level, I've never seen the lengths the Commonwealth is going to frame Karen. Okay. And they didn't really bring out the main bombs today. Do you think if Karen Reed case is dropped, I know it will be dropped, right? I don't listen. They're trying to extend the trial further out. I don't believe ultimately it will go to trial. Okay, based on how I saw Lally today, for someone else to will come. Reed case is dropped. That charge, absolutely, charges will be dropped. Will be filed against the true killers of John O'Keefe. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind. This is setting this up for this whole thing. Because remember, we haven't heard. I don't believe we heard what made the acting U.S. attorney give pause to his conscience to allow us to go to trial. We haven't heard the big bombs. And it maybe, in fact, I'm just saying maybe Jackson said, we're going to take this to trial and we're going to spank them on national TV. That's what I think they're going to do now. I don't want to see that because I'm on the record saying it's not going to go to trial, but maybe they've switched it around and saying, yeah, we're going to spank them. We're going to let the whole world know how bad this particular county is. But yes, Amy in Boston, that's yes, I do believe the charge will come, and I've never seen anything never in my life have I seen anything like this ever. Okay.
We've got other questions for you, Sean. So I don't want to skip them. I want to go back to them before we go further.
Hit me up. Where are they?
Hang on, I'll put them on screen for you now. I'll put them on screen for you. Don't worry.
Right.
Let me just go back here. Hugh Beasy, MB. Question, Sean. Can you say what you wouldn't the other day? You said you would say the info after the court date today. I'm not sure if you remember what that is or if you can say it.
Okay. So I said two things. You're talking about an incident with the little girl. I've been thinking about this. Is it OBZNB? OBZNB. I've kind of thought about. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to have the person who actually told me this, who actually witnessed this, who actually is the source, come on my show, because I think she's a very, very credible person. She has a story inside a story that's phenomenal. I'm going to leave it up to her. It's not my story to tell, honestly, but I want to give a message, all right, to the side that's on that side about how they felt about Jen in the early days. Okay, I believe that's what you're talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna let the source come on my show. OBZNB, I hope you're watching my show. I'll let Dylan know, and we can tune in. I'm gonna get this person on my show just to tell her story, because I think it's a great story for her to tell, honestly.
Fuck. I muted myself. I'm conscious now. You can hear my niece running back and forward.
It's all right.
That's fair, though. That's fair. That's good that you've done that.
It's, I'm in enough controversy right now.
Well, they have got another question for you, though, so you can't cop out with this one. What do you think about a text message saying, when this is all over, I'll get him a present?
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's setting up the fact that, thank you, Michael, for doing the good job for our family. How else can you determine this? How else can you look at this? But it just goes to show that he should have recused himself. All right. I heard there's other stuff that's very damning to Michael. All right. Let's face it. And he told Yuri Buchanan. I mean, I should have taken notes. Well, we'll see the tape again, but I should have taken notes. But he told Yuri Buchanan that he had this relationship with the Alberts. There's no secret to this team. They were a team. Obviously, Telly knows. All right, Telly knows, because Telly supervises these guys. Listen, when I was a supervisor, the buck stopped at my table. I mean, come on, I'm responsible for my guys. My boss says, Sean, if this goes south, it's on you. I mean, that's how it works, right? So you tell me Telly didn't see these mistakes in the reports. He signed off on those reports. So Dawn Marie, stay right there. All right. So just so everyone knows, I know people are going to late. I've got absolutely nothing to do with the Florida merch or hot commodities. I bought my shirts. I bought my shirts like everyone else. This person said, Sean, I have an idea. Okay. I said, beautiful. She's a long-term provider, follower of this of this movement. And she said, Sean, I got some Seanisms for you. Now, the Florida I can't take credit for, but I can take credit for kisses and drinks, and I can take credit for a couple other things that's coming down the pike. But no, contrary to what everyone wants to say, I'm not making a dime on this, not a penny. I'm doing this because this is how much I feel strong. I feel so strongly about this case. Now, Dylan, on the other hand, he needs to be supported. This is his full-time job. This is what he does. I mean, there's no dress rehearsal for Dylan. And I want to fully support Dylan anytime I can. But so people know that hot commodities, Printify, all that stuff, I buy my shirts. And if that was my company or my merch, I'd give everyone free shirts. I mean, that's who I am, but I don't have that. I don't have that authority. Hold on. This is Wendy now. Look at this. This is another person, one of my mods, Wendy. She's beautiful. She is a killer too. Here we go. Did I hear the FBI say they know of Brian Higgins' phones? Absolutely. Of course they do. And the burner phones were destroyed too. Yes, you're right there, Wendy. You know, because that's what
Wendy.
Go ahead.
So I shout out to Wendy. She gave me 3 coffees as well, separately to this. So what a wonderful woman. You got great mods. Thank you very much, Wendy.
I'm telling you right now, in order to have a platform, you do have to have a great team. I've got a great team. You know, I don't get involved in it as much because I got to tell you, Dylan, I'm going to say it again. You guys, I'm a phony. I'm not a real content guy. You content guys, I'm telling you right now, this is knocking the heck out of me. You guys do this forever. I mean, I'm just trying to press the right button. I'm just happy I could provide something today. I really am happy about that. So, but I gotta say, you guys, like you, Aiden, Tom CP, look at him, Brian LTL, Mike Crawford, the kids from last night, those people, all of them, the Glera, they do this you guys do this for a living. My hat is off to you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm just getting through. I just want to be able to say, you know, thank you to all you guys, because you guys are my mentors.
I will always want to help you when we can, but I wanted to post 2 comments here quickly, and then we'll go back to what we were talking about, because this is interesting, because Kevin is now live, which we know, watching obviously.
I'm sure he's banging the heck out of me. I'm sure he is.
So, no, well, I'm not sure about that, but Chrissy's in there saying, Plevin said Feds might have done an improper investigation. I can't stop laughing. And Sandra follows up by saying, YCT is asking if we can trust the credibility of the Fed's expert to know the search actually happened at 2:27:40. You can't make this shit up, Sean. You can't make this shit up.
Come on. I mean, come on. Listen, what else is he going to say? Right? His whole credibility now is down the drain. Right? Of course, he was setting this up to make believe that the Feds are dirty, whatever. He's been saying this now for a couple of weeks, right? His whole theory is down the drain. 2 things. He said way back, the thing that caught him early on was the 227 search. He said, if that's true, there's definitely conspiracy. Well, guess what, Kevin? It's definite now. And the other thing, Kevin, that you really messed up on, and you owe me an apology many times, but what happened is that they did do an accident reconstruction. And guess what? That car never touched John. And guess what else? John never touched that car. And guess what that means? All the DNA that comes off that car was planted. The taillight was planted. That's the only conclusion anyone can walk away from today. And I'm vindicated. My baby is vindicated.
That's fucking good.
Did you see the fireworks?
Yeah, I did. I was pumping. Pump it up. You gotta pump it up. Pump it up. Let's come, Shorty. I honestly say that Paul is in the house.
You guys are great. Plevin, Kevin, give it up. Pack your bags. You said you were going to pack your bags. You're not a true crime guy. You're a fucking bartender. You put olives in a glass. That's all you do. Mix up a little vodka, whatever you put a martini in. You shake it up, you put olives in. That's all you do. You're not a crime guy. You're not a true crime guy. Stop talking about the Idaho. Stop talking about whatever that stupid thing you've been talking about over there. What's that? Delphi. I don't want to hear about Delphi. You messed up, Kevin. You got rid of your gold mine right here. I'm the gold mine. You messed up.
Right, well, if people didn't think that you're going to bring it to me, I'm not sure what they thought. But I want to give a quick shout out to Paul as well and everyone that is
buddy.
actually out there, feet on the
Paul.
ground, doing all the hard work. We've got an easy show. We're sat in the warmth. We're just like chilling out, feet up. Paul and everybody, Tom, everyone,
out there.
resistant to silence, all those guys, everyone out
Beautiful.
protesting today. You
Beautiful.
did yourselves proud. Did yourselves proud. So thank you
They're
to you.
great.
It's good to have a presence out there. I also have a presence online. So, but before I forget, H-Bag bought 5 coffees and says, "Love you and Sean. You're both amazing." So thank you, H-Bag. You are amazing. I appreciate that.
And Paul, real quick for Paul. Paul, great job. There was not a peep was mentioned when the family and the friends and family walked in. Great job controlling that whole scene. That was beautiful. Beautiful, Paul. It really was.
Where's my notes gone? I wanted to just ask you something. You spoke about it just now, right?
Yes.
So a couple of things, right? I want to go back to the reconstruction. They said that they had some. I don't remember what they said now. They spent days, or they've got whatever documents about this. So that was the FBI that did that reconstruction. If I'm, or is it?
The FBI.
So my question.
FBI did. They hired an independent. The FBI did an independent, quote unquote, reconstruction. This is reality. They put their hand based on the given evidence, right? They did it. Not the state police, not theory, a real deal, real reconstruction. And that's what I was trying to get a hold of him until he knocked me off the case and knocked me off the show the other night. He didn't want to listen to it. He didn't want to listen. So
yeah. So, but before we go off on that one, right? First of all, sub to Sean. Obviously, most of you have anyway. But right, for a dummy like me, obviously I know what a reconstruction is and stuff like that. But how do you do it? Like, what goes into it and stuff?
Well, in this case, like I tried to tell people the other night, this case is so hard because, listen, John was dead. He was dead. He was dead. Massachusetts has a law that you can't be pronounced until the body warms up. And when the body warms up at a certain temperature, I don't know, 80, whatever the temperature has to be, then they check for vitals, and guess what? Oh, now you're dead, right? Well, guess what? When the first officer on the scene, Sarif, comes up and says John was unresponsive and not dreaming, not breathing. Hey, they had CPR done. They had the EMS working on him. He was dead. He was dead. Now, I'm not suggesting that they had to do crime scene measurements, but guess what? That's what I was trying to tell Kevin. You had to reconstruct something. But what I'm talking about, they checked the car. They did their own physical analysis of all the evidence possible. And let's face it, Jackson said it, right? And guess what? Lally never refuted. Did Lally ever talk about the 227 search? Or did he talk about the fact that the car didn't hit John? That's the crux of his case. He never mentioned the car hit John. He never said, by the way, the car did hit John. He never refuted that. So where are they going? Where are they going? So if the FBI, and that's the thing, everyone's saying, oh, the FBI is investigating the policies and procedures of the, well, they did they were investigating the evidence, not just the investigators, right? Which leads me to believe they've done a huge investigation, not only the investigators. I would hope the press says this. FBI has gone far and beyond. They have gone to investigate the evidence. The car did not hit John. John did not hit the car. Kevin, your theory about the Pakistani thing is done. It's over with. Pack up, go home. Go down somewhere. Go back to bartending. You're not a true crime guy. That's it.
Because I've not seen his series. I spent 20 minutes watching Kevin, if I'm being honest, and all I heard, he had two guests on, and all three of them did was whinge about how they lost subscribers, about being on the wrong side, not being on the popular side, or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just sat there going, "What the?" And they also, Kevin also said that they lost money. Well, the wine woman said lost money. And they were saying that Lucky, the plow driver, he was basically, he could have been, three times or something he gave testimony, and three times he's probably lying. And so,
Yeah.
it was just like, guys, shut this off. And
Yeah.
the other time was when he told you to F off, and then I'm done with him. But
listen, Lucky Lochran, right, gave four statements that were all similar, independent statements. When a guy lies, you know they're lying. He never lied. He told his story 4 different times. 2 to law enforcement, 2 to a PI, and 1 to Aiden. All consistent right down the line. No notes, nothing. I mean, come on. How hard is it to say? I did 4 pass-throughs. 3 I went by, no body. The 4th time I couldn't go by because there was a car right where we all know where the body was found. How difficult is that to say? Right?
No, I agree. And also, well, one thing that Kevin needs to stop doing his videos, right? If you want videos of this, you go to this guy or this woman, Microdots.
Look at this guy. Look at
That's where you go
Microdots.
for videos.
This
That's
is the
where you
guy
go and
right
see
here.
videos from.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a guy or woman, so I always say,
Oh,
whichever.
okay.
Don't get
Listen.
offended.
All right. What? Okay. I know. That's Richie. You know who Richie is? That's the guy out with the camera. That's that guy. He's phenomenal. The guy with the camera with Aiden. Richie.
Yeah,
That's Richie.
okay, I'm with you. Great work.
That's him.
Great work.
Everyone,
Microdots is the
we all
best.
know Richie. He's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Kevin just slandered Lucky, exactly. But like, if you want a video of all this, you just go to Microdots. And honestly, the reconstruction, everything they've done, I've learned so much from watching those videos. So maybe Kevin, lay off those videos. Just let the experts do it, like Microdots. There's a lot of people coming in here. We have another. I haven't quite finished with that car thing slightly, but we got a lot of people coming in from court now. Patty Murphy's here. I want to give her a shout out. Patty's lovely. Hey guys, just got out of the court as I'm back to my car. I was wondering if Sean had been able to notice the restoration changes in the judge.
You know, Patty, if you can hear me, I wasn't really focusing much on her because I was very disappointed in her. I am. I mean, I know it's hey Rasslers mom. I'm really disappointed.
I know that name.
I still am disappointed because let's face it, this was supposed to be the mother of all mothers hearings today, but enough got out. You know, she's tying their hands completely. She wants this trial. She wants the trial, and she's going to get it evidently, unless Morrissey says it's over. I don't know. I just, like I said, I can't.
I got you.
Yes, there you go. No.
I would think we love both.
Great man. He's great.
Right. Okay. A few more questions because I know it's getting on for you as well. But I'm also got you. I'm super excited to have you. First of all, thank you to someone. They didn't leave a name, but they said Victory Coffee. And also we had Dawn Marie sent 5 coffees saying congrats on 1 year anniversary and hitting 5K subs from Sean's team. Thank you very much, Dawn Marie. Thank you very much for everybody. I really appreciate you for that. Right. So this guy. So essentially, we were told there was no dog bites, right?
Right.
So that could go out, right? Fine. So now we've been told that the car did not cause it. Basically, they've done the reconstruction, did not cause it, the damage and stuff like that. So what the fuck did that cause the damage then?
Don't forget the premier law enforcement agency in the United States and probably the world. Okay. When they put their rubber stamp on something. Now, listen, we all know what happened politically up on the 7th floor, 11th floor down at headquarters, J. Hoover. But these people are the hard chargers. These guys are the ground troops. They're the ones that do the job. So, unfortunately, I was really hoping for a lot of inside stuff, but it looks like Yannetti is going to have a supplemental on the egregious or the extraordinary governmental misconduct. That's going to be interesting.
We got our friend here. Hang on, he came in. Where's he gone now? Kevin in Lizzie's Bobo. Hi guys, I've been busy with work. Can you give a quick summary of what happened? Well, I think the summary is that we're disappointed in the sense of what the judge did today. It's supposed to be an all-day hearing. She limited both sides to 10 minutes each.
10 minutes.
Gave a little leeway. Yeah,
10 minutes.
Little leeway, but we did find out. Well, I mean, I'm trying to paraphrase it, but we did find out that DA Morrissey gave permission for Higgins and Albert to destroy both their phones, even though they should have done that. The 2:27 a.m. phone search did happen according to the FBI independent research. We also now understand that Higgins and Albert were on the phone together at 2:22 a.m. Just 5 minutes before the search for Hoslong to die in cold, but they had lied to the police by saying they were asleep at that point. We've been told by the FBI that they did a reconstruction, and essentially the car could never have caused that damage to John, and forget about it. Fugazi. It's all that,
It's
whatever. So
right.
it's a fugazi. It's El Jefe, Fugazi. No, you're not Fugazi. You're not Fugazi. You're the man.
And don't forget,
but
they had evidence that Brian Albert and Brian Higgins destroyed their cell phones. That is the epitome of consciousness of guilt. These guys are done. It's over with. These guys are done. They better get on board now. They're going to have to. It's probably too late. It's probably too late.
Thank you, Fairy, for the coffee. Thank you. You said someone, so I didn't know. So thank you, Fairy, for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Very nice.
So that's the gist of it. I mean, look, everyone's going to be breaking this down. You've got to have Kevin blaming the FBI, saying they're not credible. The Sean's, let's off it again, and you got to have all these things. We've just going through the basics. Obviously, sure, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to go through this independently. Olivia's going to be out there. Lana and everybody's going to be out there putting loads of stuff out there.
I can't wait to see Olivia. I can't wait to see Melanie Little. All right, this is who I want to see. I want to see Melanie Little. Her take. Olivia's take. I know right now, Kevin. Of course, he has to attack the FBI. His whole platform got incinerated today. It blew up. It blew completely up. He's blown out of the water. That's all I can say. Sorry, Kevy. Too bad. You had your chance. I gave you. Listen, he gave me advice. I gave him advice. I said, Kevin, you're going down the wrong road. But the problem is he straddles a line, right? He straddles a line. He should be coming over our side, but he won't. He can't. He's too far down. It's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. But I also don't think that someone's autocorrect knows better. I also don't think that he'll ever admit he's wrong. I think if she's exonerated, he will still say, no, it's a lie, blah, blah, blah. So because he's apparently supposed to get rid of his channel if she's exonerated, but he'll never get rid of his channel because he's never been proven wrong in his own mind.
He talks out of both
which
sides
is a
of
shame.
his mouth. He does. He literally talks out both sides of his mouth, right? One time he's banging out his partners. The other time is he's giving them hugs and all this stuff. He talks out both sides of his mouth. Thank you, Russell's mom. Thank you.
Don Sean, thank you for your commitment. I appreciate it. But thank you to you, Russell's mom. I love that name. I just thought when it popped up before, I was like, it's Wrestler's mom. It's not a wrestler's mom. It's a wrestler's mom.
Right,
Wrestler's mom.
Must be from the
It's
south.
like the mom.
She has to be
It's
from
the
the
south.
south.
Y'all?
somewhere.
You from the south, y'all? Mom? Mom and dad?
Look
Paul?
at Dylan. Dylan, do some
Yeah,
rap. For
y'all.
You could do some rap for us. Can you do a little rap?
Don't rap. I sing. That's all I do is sing normally. But people get annoyed when I sing, so they all leave. That's why I never sing. But no, you're. I don't know, but I love it. Here we go. Coffee. I'd be interested to see what Coffee Douche does. I'd be interested.
Listen, it's really nice, right? It's really nice to be on this side. And I don't want to really gloat, but I have to a little bit. I mean, come on. I mean, the Coffin Daffers of the world, the Grants of the world, the Kate. Listen, the Kate Peters. I don't think she was much into the evidence as more like protecting the witnesses and her venom for Aiden. I think she was kind of like taking a step. The Raffertys of the world. Come on, she knew, right? The Kevins of the world. I mean, come on. That's all they had. That's all. That's it. Jennifer Coffindaffer, her reputation's gone. And guess what?
Yeah.
Her predecessor, the agents she spent 28 years with, just blew her up too. Blew her out of the water. Because she was talking about Melanie Little on the dog. The dog, that wasn't a dog bite, really. Come on, right? Because guess what? The car's out. The car is out. Everything, the taillight in his clothes, the DNA, it's gone. Because like I said before, anything that happened after they planted the main evidence is gone. It's over with. You cannot rely on anything that Proctor, Buchanek, whatever his name is, or Telly put into evidence. It's all gone. It's called the fruit of the poisonous tree. I'm not a That's right, Jay Burke. That's going to be another T-shirt. I bet that's going to be another T-shirt.
No, and that is true. You're a pro, not a former bartender.
Hey, listen,
I still
nothing
get
against
angry with
bartenders. Listen. Listen, we talked to three guys, two guys and a lady last night, right? The resistant to silence.
Resistant to silence.
Right. Listen, they got this thing figured out, right? Kevin just needed to be different. He was fresh blood. He told her last night, Kate was a shark. Once Turtle Boy took a shot at him, he was easy. They cultivated him. It was like how I cultivate other guys. Go for the weak link. He was the weak link on our side. They got him. He was the microphone. He was the microphone. That's all he was. He was the microphone. And they chose the wrong guy. They chose the wrong guy because there's no other guy they can have. But he fought the good fight, but he's done. It's over with for Kevin. It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Kevin, it's over. Sorry, buddy. You could tell you care a lot for me, and that he said last night, Sean, he painted himself into it. He backed himself into a corner. I'm sitting here laughing my ass off, and I wasn't going to comment. And he said, Sean's going to die on that hill. Why? He says, I'm going to die on a hill, right? I said I'm going to die on a hill. It's a figure of speech because I believe in something. Kevin, what do you believe in? He believes in nothing because he's soft shoes around everything. He hasn't taken a stance. He's weak. And guess what? Kate Peters knew he was weak. Chris Albert knew he was weak. They just wanted a platform, a voice. He's very good. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Here we go.
So,
really?
Coffin, whatever you want to call her. Hey, Dana, I'll do that in private, Dana. Not out loud. I'm joking. I'll do it another time. Justice for John O'Keefe by Coffin Daffer. Takeaways from the hearing today. Hoss long to die in cold. Timestamp on Google query. The prosecution has an expert who says the 227 timestamp is inaccurate. The defense has an expert that says it occurred at 227. This is nothing new. We shall see what the jury believes. Motherfucker, I hate this bitch so much.
Hey, Jennifer, their expert is your old job, you idiot. Yeah. The expert is the FBI. You're a fraud.
Unbelievable. Will the judge grant the defense motions, dismiss the case, and to remove the DA? Question mark. I predict no, as the case remains compelling per the probable cause that exists based on facts that Karen Reid hit John O'Keefe and left him to die. But more importantly, the defense did not meet the legal burden. Shut the fuck up, John. This woman, what does she watch? What does she watch?
Did she not mention
the FBI?
to mention that the FBI affirmed that the car did not hit John and John did not hit the car? Did she say that? She's a fraud. She can't exist. She can't.
Further, the judge spoke regarding what to expect in terms of the trial scheduling. This is a sign the trial will proceed. No shit, Sherlock. Finally, the defense has an expert that hasn't examined John Officer O'Keefe's that says he wasn't hit by. Oh my God, that wasn't hit by a car. Not surprising. Defense experts
how
get
they
paid a
spin?
lot of money to have a contradictory opinion.
This is how they
Fucking
spin.
hell.
This is how they
The
spin.
hearing was routine. Yeah, the hearing was a routine and the assertion made by the defense were expected onward to trial and justice for John O'Keefe. So this is basically what you're going to get off Kevin for the next month. What we've heard here from Coffin Daffer is what Kevin's going to spin.
Spinning.
It just makes me mad. It makes me mad.
Yeah, they're going to spin.
It's like,
that's fine. We're never going to be jilted on this. We're not going to be unjilted. They have to reposture themselves now. Now they got to say, oh, don't. How can Coffin Daffer say now, don't trust the FBI? This is the information from the FBI. How's she going to go against her own agency? Come on. This is preposterous. It is. Kevin, you're done. Jennifer, go back to your little whatever the hell you do over there and whatever in Jacksonville, whatever. Get on the ground, shoot some bullets. I don't know what you do, but you're not a true crime person. I don't know what kind of agent you were. You missed this one by a mile. By a mile.
It's just upsetting because no offense to anybody, right? That is like this, but there are thick people out there, right?
Jesus.
There are thick people out there. And I don't mean offense to anybody who would say that, but people believe that, what she's written there. Like Kevin, I don't think Kevin's a smart guy. What I've heard about him, he's a smart guy. I think he's playing into the heel. I think he's playing into it. He knows he's not going to get any viewers unless he becomes the baddie and all this. So he gets a couple of hundred people viewing him. Right. So he's got the common sense to do the right things, you know. Sure. People will listen because human nature, you go in and listen to it.
Right.
But people that listen to him, people that put stuff in, people like these people, Carpenter and all them, that believe he's guilty unless proven innocent. Man, shame on them. Shame on them that they even exist. But I don't know. It's just a shame she's not taken down because she's spreading misinformation as always. But no one's going to do anything about it. She will ignore it, put the blinkers on, and carry on. We've got families who've asked to stop tweeting about various cases. She won't because she just sees, you know, she calls us grifters. She's got a YouTube channel. That woman, I despise her. Despise her.
I really, when they panned over to Mrs. O'Keefe, would love to be inside her mind to think what she was thinking because she does see it falling apart. She really does. She really sees it falling apart. She knows it's falling apart. She's got to be putting two and two together here. This is bad. This has got to be bad.
Yeah. She does delete stuff. Russell's mum says that I hope people screenshot it. I don't screenshot stuff, but there are lots of people do screenshot stuff. But right, have we got anything? Because I know we're going on a little bit, you know. We're up to 3 hours 45 minutes in the video. I know you could ban you know.
I think I think the takeaways truly are this. Okay, I'm not surprised by any of this. Okay, I'm so happy that they have the grand jury testimonies of the witnesses, right? And unfortunately, Jackson was prepared to go down that road. He was limited, but what he did was he got enough out to literally put enough doubt, but give us a subliminal message saying, we got this. And that's what he did. And you know what Lally didn't do? He gave no encouragement at all. No encouragement for his side. I mean, come on. He didn't do anything to counter what Jackson and Yannetti said. And that's it. That's from my perspective. The car's out, right? So if the car's out, bottom line is John was in that house. He got killed in that house. The consciousness of guilt between Brian Albert and Brian Higgins destroying their phones, talking to 222. And guess what? Jennifer McCabe texting that thing at 2:27, you cannot deny it. It cannot be denied. And then the multitude of other stuff they have is going to be incredible. So,
but that's the key thing. They didn't even get into everything today.
No, they
didn't show us everything.
Shame on that judge.
They had 10 minutes.
Shame on that judge. She set them up for an all day. I was here for an all day. You were here for all day. We were all in, and she pulled the rug out of the. She pulled the rug right underneath them. But guess what? They did it. They got enough in. They really did. So
I think it goes back to the whole thing what you just said there. Essentially, it's disappointing that we didn't get to hear everything, but of what we did hear, they smashed it out of the park. They absolutely smashed it out of the park, Sean. You know, what could you still? I'm sorry for that. What's that? I'm not sure what is he sorry for, but yeah, essentially, we now know that the 2:27 happened. We now know that there was a discussion at 2:22 a.m. as well, which we didn't know beforehand.
Yeah.
We now know she did not hit him over with that car, even though I was coughing that for Kevin and all these conspiracy theorists will say, does it mean anything? It's like,
no.
If the FBI doesn't mean anything, what does it mean? Do you know what I mean? So,
so you know what happens? It shows that the DNA that's put on that taillight was planted. Right?
But this you go, yeah.
And that means that the other two that gave their DNA is probably them. Right? It's probably them. But that doesn't really mean much in the scheme of things. But the bottom line is that the FBI, Coffindaffer's own agency, has ruled her out, has discredited her completely. That's a win in itself. That's a big win for Jenny. Jenny.
I know now what Carla means. She said, "Be Kevin, good stream, buddy." What? she misspoke. Invent the lad. Jesus Christ. We got one parting thing here, right? But Sean, they can't give the sensitive stuff without damaging the Fred's case, right?
No, they. There's my buddy, Big Old Dog. Love this guy. He and I go back to back. No, they did give up. They did give up the 3,100 pages. This was derivative of the 3,100 pages, and like the rules were, they could talk generally about. Well, I can tell you right now, he quoted the assistant U.S. attorney from the grand jury, Mr. Proctor. Did you minimize your relationship with the Alberts? I mean, with the Alberts. Answer: yes, I did. Well, I can tell you right now, that's about as a direct you can for quoting the information. So these are a lot of, I can't even, wow. Technically, no, you can't take them right now because they're not charged. But when they are charged, they will be taken. They will be taken. Of course, they will. Yes.
And we got, just to finish off, we'll finish off here now in a second. Sully, is it too late for Proctor and Albert to take last vacations to Hawaii?
If I were them, I would.
They maybe can.
I would.
Yeah, I would as well.
I'd prepare for the next 10 years of your life to be someone's cellmate. That's a hard reality. That's hard reality.
Hello, Carly. Stacey asked, when's the next hearing? I think it's March 28th. I think Stacey, I'm not sure if anyone answered you. What changed? We don't know. It was Bev. What do you know? She could change if she wants to.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
So they still on board for March 20th for the Rule 17.
So they're still going. So hang on. Let's just get this right. They last time they said so March 28th. So they asked at the end there about whether they can do everything on Zoom, and she said no. Jackson, you need to be here, or one of them needs to be
that's
there.
March 20th because
28th.
Because the respondents have to be present to either agree or disagree for the Rule 17.
So
the third parties.
Yeah, so Karen has to be there.
Yeah.
And it's March 28th. Yeah.
Right. That's fine. That's good. Is it 28th or 20th?
28th.
28th. Okay.
8,
Wow.
2-8.
Okay, great.
Wicked sight. hello, Wicked Side. Good morning, good afternoon. It's good evening here at the minute. Hope you caught up. Hope you can watch this. Sean's given us lots of insights about this. So, yeah, appreciate you all for being here. It is getting on a little bit now. So, hopefully, you can go back to see what he's got to say. I'll clip some stuff as well, so we put them out there. But, yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being here. I know I've missed loads of comments. I'll try to keep everybody as much as I can. So,
Sure.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts at all, Sean? Or you
final
leave it
thoughts?
like that?
Yeah. Final thoughts. Listen. What can I say? I really expected a lot, but I'm not surprised that the judge did what she did. I actually thought that the Commonwealth would have dismissed this case. They're not. Looks like everyone wants to go to trial. Fine. It wasn't all lost. We got some good information today, and now it's going to be fought out, I guess, now in front of the court of law under Judge Cannon's rule. That's my final thought. All is not lost. We come away with a victory today. And now they're all spinning. Kevin's denying everything. That you can't trust the FBI. Don't listen to Sean McDonough. He's backed into a corner. He's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The Glera. See, this is going to be the spin. Don't listen. Listen to me. I tell the truth. I ask questions. Don't listen to them. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah. A theory. I've missed your limerick. I can't find it. Sorry. Shout out to Anne McLeod. Anne MCLEOD. She bought 5 coffees. Says, "I love you guys. Great job as usual. Thank you. Thank you to you, Alan."
Now, Dylan, one question. You have to drink all those coffees today?
No,
they're going to get cold. They're going to get cold.
I know. Thank you. Buy Me Coffee is a great site to have as a content creator.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's Buy Me Coffee basically gives the content creator 95% of the proceeds, whereas YouTube they take half of it essentially. So that's why Buy Me Coffee is so important. So
Dylan, as always, it's a pleasure to be with you. It really is. I'll always be a man of my word. And like I said, I will support your channel, anyone's channel. I know I would like to have you come on my channel, Dylan. I know time is a thing. I mean, but you're up at all hours. But we'll talk back, John. I'd love to have you come on my. Can't believe I'm saying my show. I guess my stream. But, I'd love to have you come over.
No, it's all good.
Dylan.
It's all good, brother. Really happy to have you here.
We can chat.
There we are. That's the end of the stream. I'm going to go off and do another stream now called the Craig homicide stream, quadruple murder. So, but yeah, got off to do that one now. So, thank you, everybody. Peace out, everybody, and we'll be in touch. Sure, we'll be in touch, and
look at the balloons. Look at this. I don't know what the hell I did, but I got balloons. I was raising my arms up, and the fireworks. There's a. I don't know how this works. I have no idea.
Don't worry about it. We'll end the stream there. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all. Put
all you guys are great.
Outro on. They are great. Without you, there's no stream. So peace out, guys. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.
Be good.
Ta-ra.
Thank you.